that Tokyo is beginning. There's a few, I think it's softball that starts first. So there is actually a couple of softball and women's football matches that are happening in Tokyo at the Olympics today. So literally, like, this is the start of the Olympics. The Olympics have begun. And that is going to be a massive, massive focus for us on this channel. Why can I never find a pen? Hang on. So, yeah, my brain is fried. My brain is absolutely fried. I've been trying to work out what events are on what day. I already had a lot of that information, but trying to then create live streams, work out the timings, try and figure out how do we watch the things we want to watch, all this kind of stuff, my head is spinning. It is absolutely spinning. So what I can tell you is that we are going to watch NXT as usual tonight all the way through, and then we're going to stop, and then we are going to start our first Olympic stream. So our first Olympic stream will follow NXT tonight. We are actually going to be around all night tonight. This is the start of what could be 12 hours of streaming, right? Which has really snuck up on me because I slightly got the timings wrong. I actually thought it all started tomorrow, but it turns out I was wrong. So there we go. So we are going to be doing NXT. We are going to be doing Olympics tonight. But that's it. Every day now. Olympics. Every day. All day. Every day. So we're here for the opening ceremony. We're here for all the everything. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of stuff on at the same time. We're going to be going for the big marquee things, of course, that most people want to see. So 100 meters final, heavyweight boxing, the USA basketball, Great Britain, whatever they're good at. So we'll go for like all the big things. But yeah, it's gonna be cray cray. It's gonna be absolutely cray cray. Hayden says 12 hours. Yes. Now there's people that really support this channel, right? And I'm gonna speak to them because these are the people that are around all the time, right? I absolutely do not expect to see you obviously all the time, but just feel free to pop in whenever. This is very much an exception. The Olympics only comes around like once every 4 years, so this is a little bit of a, I don't know, I mean, honestly, the last time isn't this crazy? The last time we had the Olympics was 2016. This channel was only 6 months old, 7 months old. That was it. And we were not doing watch-alongs at that point. We'd only just started toy hunts. So, like, how mental is that? Like, 2016 was so long ago. Like, this is the first Olympics that we've been able to really sit down and watch as, like, a channel and as a watch-along. So, that's why, I mean, yes, I've had plenty of time to prepare. But in all honesty, we weren't looking at other sports. We were just very much on wrestling. Which, you know, we still absolutely love, and we will be watching during the Olympics. Don't forget, Gable Stevson is part of that USA Olympic team, and he is heavily rumoured to be joining WWE after the Olympics. He was actually in the front row at one of the takeovers, and was it WrestleMania and Takeover? They showed us Gable Stevson. So he is part of that US wrestling team, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for him. Obviously, Simone Biles, just all the big names, all the big stars. I think, is it Osaka? She's obviously the Japanese tennis player. She seems to be like the poster girl for these Olympics. We'll obviously keep an eye on her as well. So there's so much that I want to watch. Like, I love the Olympics. I went to the Olympics in 2012. I'm a huge fan. I just get lost in it all. The stories, the drama, the emotion, the people that just fall short, the people that, achieve their dreams and weren't expecting it. I just love it all. I love it all. I think it's such a wild ride, such an emotional ride. And yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait. So we are going to cover as much as we can. And as we said, that will start tonight. So we'll talk more about that on the Olympic stream because it's quite a chilled night tonight. It's just softball which I'll be honest, we have never done a watch along for, and I don't think I've ever watched a game like in its entirety. So I think that we'll watch that, and we'll be watching women's football. So we've got all of that coming up. But obviously you lot are focused on NXT, and rightfully so, and WWE, so we will turn our attention to that. Big shout out to everyone that's here. Vape Ross Vape, I just saw these super chats, says, Days, great news. I've just won a bronze in the Sarcasm event for USA. That is amazing. Many, many congratulations to you, Vape Ross Vape. In the that is fantastic. Well done, you. Who's a big boy? Well done for winning a bronze in Sarcasm. Mac Davis, shout out to you as well. David Robert Wood said, I'm looking forward to the Olympics as well. Brad said the Olympics are on NBSCSN. Flipping hell. Why don't they just call themselves Alphabet? Okay. That's something else that took me forever to try and find out where the hell we're showing it in the UK. Because it's on the BBC, but things don't actually start until the opening ceremony. So there's really not much being shown here on like normal TV till Friday when you get the opening ceremony. And then boom, this weekend it's just an explosion of sport for the next couple of weeks. But if you actually look into it, there are events that start tonight. So there's lots of women's football and softball that there's so many games that they need to get through. They have to start a bit early. So they do start tonight. So a couple of days before the opening ceremony, we have actually got a few competitions underway. So obviously they're just like, not knockout games, like group games. Like all the teams just playing each other once, and then they'll go into the knockout rounds. A bit like what we just saw with the Euros. So it's not like, it's not like anyone's winning a medal tonight. But still, I want to kind of get into the routine, if you will, of, right, this is what we do. We start at this time, we end at this time, what kind of breaks. Because I'm going to need to obviously take step away and whatnot at times for a 12-hour stream. So, when are we doing breaks? What do I need to, ensure my voice doesn't collapse? Is there any research we need to do? Blah, 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 blah. All boring stuff. But this is the kind of behind-the-scenes stuff that you have to do when it comes to YouTube. And, thumbnails, descriptions, tags. What do we need to do on Twitter? Blah, 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 blah. Boring, boring, boring. But that's the kind of stuff that, you have to think about. I watched the 2012 Olympics a lot, but I didn't really watch much of the Olympics in Brazil. But I am looking forward to these Olympics, says Harry. Very cool, dude. Very cool. Yeah, I loved 2012. I mean, if I could go back and relive those couple of weeks, I would love to. I loved it. It's one of my favourite times in my life. I went down to the Olympics quite fortunately a few times. I went and saw the women's football at Wembley. So I got to go to Wembley and watch England versus Brazil. Women's football, England winning 1-0. I managed to go to the O2 Arena where they do Raw and SmackDown when they come to London. And I saw basketball. I can't remember the teams. It wasn't USA. But I did get to see basketball inside the O2 Arena. And then I went to go to the Olympic Park, and I was inside the stadium for the athletics. So I did get to see a bit of the athletics. I was in the Olympic Park for watching a bit of handball as well. Saw some hockey. Went over to the Excel Centre, which is like a big, where they do Comic Cons in London. That's where they did the boxing. So, it was all really well organised. You could easily get from one venue to the other. But it was fantastic. There was this carnival atmosphere, people going around, big smiles on everyone's faces, everyone just really enjoying themselves. Weather was amazing. I even remember the McDonald's. It was this big McDonald's that was made out of recyclable materials. It was made it had a wooden, it's planks of wood, and it was all recyclable, and I think they did break them. It's not there now. They broke it down. And I don't know where those materials went. I don't know if they went and built another McDonald's at a different sporting event, but yeah, it was really cool. I think at that point it was the biggest McDonald's in the world, the one that was at the Olympics, inside the Olympic kind of, because in the Olympic part you've got the stadium, you've got the cycling velodrome, the swimming, you've got an arena for like handball and things like that. There was a hockey space. They'd built an arena to put some stands up and everything, and built this like hockey stadium, which could hold a few thousand. So all of that, and there was like a nice park area in there. So just to go and experience it, be a part of it, it's incredible. If you ever get a chance, I really recommend it. Really, really recommend it. So yeah, that was 2012, and then I was addicted to 2016, and I know I'll be addicted to this one as well. So be great if you stop by and share that journey with us. As we said, we don't quite know how it's all going to look, but hey, we're going to make the best of it, and we'll have a lot of fun with it as well. So yes, that is that. I am conscious that we've already spoke a good 10 minutes about the Olympics and not about NXT, so we will get back to NXT. Wrestle with Andy said, Days, will my man Carrion be... What will my man Carrion be doing tonight? He'll probably be taking an L, to be honest. He'll probably be taking one of them sweet, sweet L's. I think he's an L collector now, and he was a dub collector before, but now he collects L's. And can I just say, I saw something from Pete Rosenberg. I like Pete Rosenberg, so this is no shade, but I saw something from him that I disagreed with, and I was going to tweet something about it, but I didn't get time. I didn't get time. So let me find it, and I'll just, it's one of those that we can sort of debate and get our teeth into, because there'll be a couple of people, different sides of the arguments on this one. And as I said, this is no shade on Pete Rosenberg. I like him. Pete Rosenberg, someone sent him a message saying Raw was not good. Raw was not good. Don't get into SGG territory. I don't know what that means. Goldberg, ? Keith Lee with a lame return. Karrion Kross losing, ? Nah, that's what someone sent him. He responded with this. Pete Rosenberg said, Kross losing was interesting, ! In fact, so was Jeff winning, ! Stop thinking of it as it relates to NXT. It doesn't. But he got a story on Raw now. Both of your complaints are about wins and losses, fam. Weak. Now, I saw that, right? And as I said, for the third time, I like Pete Rosenberg. But I do disagree with this, because certainly that end there, both of your complaints are about wins and losses. Does this go back to that whole notion that wins and losses don't matter? Because they absolutely do. They absolutely do. You can't tell me that wins and losses don't matter. I understand that, like, you could take a load of losses, but then as long as you then get a load of wins, like, you can build momentum and you can still get somewhere. So I understand that, like, a loss isn't going to completely bury your career, but it depends how big the loss is. I mean, wins and losses matter. It's wins and losses that created the Undertaker streak, and it's the loss that ended it, and obviously wins and losses is what helps people get championships, and there's not too many superstars that are going to get supported if they lose week after week after week after week. I mean, you're in like jobber enhancement territory at that point. You might then start to get the crowd on your side that feel sorry for you, but you're hardly going to feel main event. So, like, this notion, I think it was Road Dogg that first said it, that, like, wins and losses don't matter. I just can't vibe with that. I can't get my head around that. How a company that provides, like, sports entertainment and wrestling where people are literally competing to be the best. That's the whole premise of this promotion. The whole premise is, people competing against each other to prove that they are the best. And for that company to have people come out saying that wins and losses don't matter, I just don't get it. I just don't understand. I think if that is a widely shared belief, I would say that is a fundamental problem. I think it's a real fundamental problem. And actually, I think AEW, when they first started, were quite clever in coming out saying wins and losses do matter. And they kind of picked up on, this is how we're going to be different to WWE. So the end of that, got me. And I was like, Cross losing is interesting. I mean, again, I have to disagree because I think this is another big conversation I've seen a lot of people talking about, that loss that Carrion suffered. I just feel that, he's presented as an unstoppable monster. He's got this big, intimidating entrance, which they definitely had turned right down to almost zero. But still, there's not many people that come down and, standing in the ring, pounding on their chest as this big music's playing, fall and pray. He's still got the same music. It's still got, a big feel to it, even if it's not as big as when it was in NXT. And he's pounding on his chest and everything. Obviously, Scarlett's not with him anymore, but he's a big guy. He looks awesome. He's a great promo. He's got, this big entrance that makes you feel like a superstar has just arrived. And then in his first match, he loses. I just don't think it's good look. I don't think it's good look at all. I mean, what does it say to the casuals that don't watch NXT? Don't bother taking this guy seriously. I don't know. It was so bizarre. It's not a loss that's going to kill him. It's not a loss that's buried him. I don't agree that he's buried or anything like this. But I just can't get my head around it either. I can't believe that Triple H is loving it. I can't believe that Carrion was over the moon when he saw it. I mean, this guy was undefeated, and they've done nothing with it. They've just absolutely thrown it away. People were upset when Mansoor's undefeated streak was ended. So you can imagine the outrage now that Carrion's is done. But this notion that, what happens in NXT stays in NXT and it's got no bearing on the main roster, that doesn't vibe either, does it? That doesn't vibe either. Because how can you say that? How can WWE call up NXT stars and expect us to be excited, right? But then in the same breath say, oh, what happens in NXT doesn't matter. So they want you to be excited by the NXT call-ups. So they want you to watch NXT because they want you to be aware of these people. But then on the other hand, they're like, yeah, but we also want you to forget everything that's happened. We want you to watch NXT and enjoy it and dream about your dream matches, right? But then when we actually bring them up, we need you to forget everything, and you need to know that the two aren't connected at all. Thank you. So, I don't know, man. I looked at that and I was like, I don't agree. But I saw a lot of people talking about that today. It really was the talk of the town. Or one of the talks of the town. There was quite a few talking points coming out of yesterday. Obviously, there was quite a bit that happened on Raw. We got the return of Goldberg and quite a few things going down in WWE town. Joaquin said, will you show the new figures on a SmackDown stream? I have no idea, but I must admit the figure thing is not... It's not spent a second thought in my head. I would like to do it, of course, because we've always done it. But, I mean, if I was to show you the schedule that I've got written down, you would not believe it. Because there's days where we will start at midnight here in the UK and we won't finish till 4 in the afternoon UK time, which means that's a 16-hour stream. So then I'll have to go to bed, obviously, to get some sleep, but then I need to be up, I need to eat, I need to try and walk the dog, I need to try and get going again at midnight for a whole nother day of Olympics. So trying to fit in figure reveals is just not... I just don't even know. I wouldn't even know how to do it. I wouldn't even know how to fit it in, to be honest. It's just, it's crazy right now. James Bolton said, Days, I remember the Olympics in Brazil. It was always worth getting up for in the middle of the night to see Usain Bolt. I miss him at the Olympics. I mean, what I'm quite interested about is I don't know who is the new Usain Bolt. I don't know who wins the 100 meters now. I have no idea. I mean, I do agree that we're missing a little bit of star power for these Olympics. A Usain Bolt. Here in the UK, there's no Mo Farah, I don't believe, who's one of our, big names. I think there's a few other, tennis players that have dropped out and people that, are known. So I must admit, I also looked at like the lineup of the USA basketball team, and I was like, I don't know, a lot of these, to be honest. Like, I couldn't see LeBron James. Does he not play for the USA basketball team anymore? I couldn't. They played a couple of friendlies, and I couldn't see LeBron, and I was very, very surprised by that, because Lakers only won the championship last year, unless he's injured or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, there was quite a few players on there, and I was like, I just don't know. I don't know these people. Like, but I need to have a look, because it might be that there was some like people on holiday, because they were only friendlies. So it might have been some people on holiday. It might have been some injuries. It might have been, in all fairness, I don't really know many players in the Suns-Bucks finals that's happening at the moment. So I think I'm just a bit out of loop with basketball at the moment. But, like the dream team from, like, was it the early 90s? And it was just a who's who, it was just incredible when you went down that, like, lineup. I don't feel like these names are, like, the same level. Not here in the UK, anyway. Well, certainly not to me. But, like, yeah, you'd go down and, like, you'd see your Michael Jordans and whatnot. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to watching, and obviously it's going to be a case of watching and doing a lot of learning during the streams, to be honest. A lot of learning during the streams, so we'll find stuff out together, and we'll go on Google and do some searches of stuff and try and get some backgrounds on people, and I'm certainly not going to go into it claiming that I know everything about everyone, because I know next to nothing about anyone, but we'll do a lot of learning as we go along, so it'll be what it'll be. I can't quite picture what it's going to look like, but I'm excited. LSW said the USA basketball team is a bit weak, but it is still decent. Don't sleep on Durant, Lillard, and Levine. Big fan of Avril Lavigne. Big fan. So no, I've heard of Durant. Who's the dude that he caused a lot of dramas and he moved teams? Was that Howard? Is that Howard? Or is it Durant, actually? There was like a lot of drama, and he wasn't really trying, and it was clear that he wanted to leave, and he ended up changing teams, and he's like one of the biggest stars. That could be one of them. Well, I'm glad we've had this conversation. That's all I can say. Levine's balls represent James Harden. That was him. Yes. No, I think it was Harden. Is he there? I think you're right. That rings a bell straight away. Ding, 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 ding. James Harden. Yeah. Is he on that team? Is the trouble? I'm going to call him the troublemaker. Is the troublemaker on the team? I'll be down for watching him, just in case he throws a fit or something. Decides that he doesn't want to play because he wants to play for one of the other nations. Yeah, Harden, that was his name. So who did you name? Durant, Lillard, Levine. I don't know. I don't know these people. None of them, of course, dramas. So I don't know them. LeBron James is probably doing press for Space Jam. Days, what channel is the Olympic softball on? It depends where you are in the world, but I think it's Eurosport, so it's a bit of a weird one. But you can actually subscribe to Eurosport and get all of the Eurosport channels for $6.99 just for this month. So, I mean, £7, not bad, is it, really? So, that's what I've done. Well, I was in the process of doing, so I've still got to sign up. But it's not a problem if there's any issue, because I have actually got Eurosport on the TV. But I can't really rely on that because, as I've said before, I'm actually down in a basement. So because I'm down in a basement, I can't change the channel, which is just mental. But we've actually got we've only got one BT box, and it's upstairs. And so I have to change the channel upstairs and then come down. It's a mess. My life's a mess. So, that's irrelevant. That's not the right way for me to watch the Olympics. I'm just going to subscribe, have it on a laptop. I'll have a couple of laptops around, and we'll just follow the action as it's happening. So, as I said before, I can see us focusing on the big sport of that moment. Obviously, there's going to be several happening at the same time, and everyone's going to want us going in different directions. So I'm just going to have to go with what I think. I mean, if people are like all demanding something, then of course we would look to flip it over to what people are asking for. But I'm absolutely just going to go wherever the biggest thing is. So there'll be some fun stuff on there. If we get a chance to watch some equestrian or something, then we'll do it. But like if that's going to clash with 200 meters, or if that's going to clash with like a heavyweight boxing, or if it's going to clash with like Simone Biles or something like that, I mean, we're just going to go where the big things are. I just can't wait. I mean, every day is rammed. Every day is absolutely rammed with like, I think there's like 40 odd sports or something. So just gives you an idea. If Suns win tonight, is there a chance you might stream the final? No. I would love to. And if the Olympics weren't on, it would be a yes. But it would 100% be a yes, because I'm really interested to see who wins it. I would like to know who wins it. And I actually watched the finals. I never watched like the first games in the finals, because no one's winning at that point. But when it looks like someone's going to win, then I do watch. Like, we would watch it tonight, to be honest, but it clashes with NXT and, of course, the start of the Olympics. So it is what it is. But if it wasn't that, we would be watching, yes. But with the Olympics started now, I mean, I don't know when the next game is. It could be Thursday or something. So it's not gonna work. No. I think you're getting just a little glimpse into how messed up everything is. Because in my head, I'm thinking, it might be on Thursday. What's Thursday? I think it's more softball and women's football. Is there anyone big? There might be USA. And USA women's football is huge. And then I'm thinking, Great Britain. Well, what time are they playing? What time would that game be? It might be about now. Would I be able to do that in basketball and then do the Olympics after if it's Thursday? And it's like, all of that going on in my head right now. We'll see. Let's see what happens. We'll take it a day at a time. Days, what channel is the Olympic softball on at 2:15? I don't know. It'll be Eurosport. And the best thing to do would be to subscribe. This is not sponsored by Eurosport. Let me get that out there in case anyone thinks I've been tapped up. But I'm just telling you that I think it's the only way you can watch it in the UK. Because nothing starts on the BBC until really the opening ceremony. They are showing the Great Britain women's football, which is actually about 8 o'clock in the morning. It's about 8 hours from now. So we will be covering that. So we will be watching the Great Britain women football. But I think they're showing that on Eurosport as well anyway. Like, Eurosport's tagline is the home of the Olympics. That's their actual tagline. So there we go. They are absolutely all over it. So, or Eurosport. But that's UK. I don't. That might work throughout Europe as well. But I don't know about, like, Canada and obviously Australia. And someone said NSB, CSQ, LGBTQ community. I don't know. It's being shown somewhere in America. Right. What game of softball are you streaming? We're going to try and cover as much as we can. I mean, one is actually starting now. Can I just be honest? The more I'm talking about the Olympics, the more I'm thinking, right, let's get off this subject. People are here for NXT. That's what I'm thinking in my head. But then every time I go back, I keep seeing people going, okay, so just out of interest, that's softball. What time are you doing? Let me have a look. Right, there's actually an Olympics website, by the way. And if you go there, you can actually click on schedule and results. If we go to day -2, here we go. So, is this going to work? It'll work. We'll make it work. Oh, hang on. Maybe later. There we go. Right, so this is the Olympic website. So this is the schedule for the 21st of July. And there's not loads. So there's the baseball, softball. Now, these times are in Japan, right? These are Japanese times, and they are... Oh, this is where it gets even more complicated. So they're 9 hours ahead of the UK. So Australia versus Japan starts at 9 a.m., but that is Japan time. It's actually midnight here. So that means that it started half an hour ago. So that's what I was saying. Olympics have started as soon as we started this stream. Australia, Japan. Italy versus the United States, guys. So that starts at 3. So as soon as NXT ends, we will be going to Italy versus the United States tonight. Italy versus the United States in softball. After that as well, Mexico versus Canada. So this is what I'm saying. It's so good, so exciting. United States versus Italy tonight. Canada versus Mexico tonight. Then we go over to Lady Ball, right? And in the Lady Ball, we've got Great Britain versus Chile. So Great Britain play women's football tonight. So do the USA. United States versus Sweden tonight. So, and Canada plays. Australia versus New Zealand as well. So there's Brazil versus China. Like, and this is, guys, I can't even begin to tell you, this is just that's two sports. That's 2 sports on a quiet day, just to give you an idea of what the Olympics are going to be like. So, like, that just gives you a real insight. That's 2 sports. 2 sports, and we've already got USA versus Italy in softball, Canada versus Mexico. We've already got Great Britain versus Chile in the women's football, and we've got United States versus Sweden. So, Jamie said, when do you plan on sleeping? Do you know what? Sleeping isn't so much the problem, but it is a problem. The problem is you can only stream for 12 hours, and then past that point, you can stream, but it won't save it. And I don't quite know what that means, like, to be honest. I mean, it means you can stream, but I think then it's lost forever. Like, that's it. It's lost. You never see it again. So I have to also try and factor in, well, if we start at midnight and some of these things are still on at 4 in the afternoon, well, that's well past 12 hours. That's like, we're coming up to 16 hours then. So I've got to actually even stop the stream at some point. But it would have to be right, we're going to stop now, and we're going to jump over to the other one. We'll jump over. So that was that was the morning session done. Now we're going to do afternoon and evening or something along those lines. I don't know. But we can't even go like 16 hours straight because it won't save the video, which I don't even know if that's the biggest problem in the world, to be honest. I don't know. We've just never done it before. I don't actually know what it means. So I'm guessing it just means that the views that you get from that don't get saved. The video doesn't get saved. It's just a magical moment that happened that can't ever be revisited, which I think is a bit of a shame. I feel like that's a shame. I mean, if you're doing a 16-hour stream, you'd sort of want it to stick around. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's a significant stream. That's a significant chunk of my life. So, yeah, again, just another problem. So, right, yeah, we've got all of that happening. We are also, so in regards to sleep, I'm literally just going to finish the streams, eat, sleep, get up, hello. That's my life for the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty full on, man. But I love it. I mean, no complaints from me. I love it. Sounds like you need a box downstairs. Yeah, I do, to be honest. I do. It's quite expensive, all the BT Sports and everything, though. Like, I think we've got it tied in with, like, our Wi-Fi, and, like, the whole stuff a month is, like, over £100 for the Wi-Fi and for the TV and the phone. But who uses phones these days? House phones. We don't. So, but the whole stuff's, like, over £100. It's quite a lot of money. So, and I think to add another box, it's not like they go, oh, go on, you can have one for £10. I think it's like another real chunk of money. That's every month. So, Yeah, I don't know. I don't for $6.99. I'll just sign up to that. Do you know what I mean? That's a much better deal. That's what I'm saying. Eurosport for $6.99. This is not sponsored by them, but it should be because I think that's a bargain. Eurosport, where the bargain hunters enjoy sport. Days, don't be surprised if the Olympics get cancelled. What do you mean? It better not get cancelled. Do you know the amount of work I've done? Do you know the amount of work I've done? I've got all the thumbnails sorted. I've already set... If you go onto the channel, you can see I've set up the next, 5 Olympic live streams. I've written down all of the sports on what days they're going to be on. I've worked out the times. I've had to work out what time is NXT and all them shows happening in American time, but how does that relate to Japanese time in regards to the sports? But I'm sat here in British time, so I've got all of that that's spinning around. Then I've had to try and find the sports on Eurosport, and now you're telling me they might cancel it. If it does get cancelled, we will do the basketball final. I just want you to know that. We will definitely do that. And there will be a San Diego Comic-Con figure stream. So there are definitely plan Bs. I just want you to know this, right? We will. We're all over it. We're all over everything. All over everything. Edward said, Days, mark my words, Cena beats Roman and changes WWE for the better. COVID cases have risen so much they're not ruling out an 11th hour cancellation. Well, look, I just want you all to know that if the Olympics do get cancelled, I don't think there's a bigger victim than me. I need you to know this. I think, yes, the Olympic athletes that have given years of their lives training for an Olympics that is then cancelled at the last minute would be very disappointing for them, but I don't think anyone's thinking about me and the work that I've been putting in these past few days. So I would want a written apology from the Queen of the Olympics. I don't know who that is. Serena Williams. It's probably Serena Williams, isn't it? I was trying to think of a female athlete then, and it did take me a while. I'm not going to lie. I was like, there's got to be one. There's got to be, a female athlete that's, really well known. And I couldn't think of one. There was that woman that was, in Australia who opened up one of the Olympics. I can't remember. But that's bad, isn't it? I should be able to name, a female athlete. Just one. Just one. I could think of Simone Biles, but, she's not retired. She's not the queen of the Olympics yet. She might be when she finishes. I don't know. But she's not queen. I wonder who it is. See, these are the kind of musings that we can experience together. I wonder who is the most decorated female Olympian of all time. I wonder who. Mary Lou Retton. I've never even heard of that lady. I don't know who she is, but nothing but respect to her and everything that she achieved. Days, just so you know, Game 6 of the NBA Finals is tonight. If Milwaukee win, then the series is over. I must admit, I hope they do. I am rooting for the Suns more. But it's going to be such a drama if it's because I know everyone's going to want to do the basketball. That's such a big game. So I think it'll just be easier for me if it's done and dusted. Do you know what I mean? Done, right, that's over. Done. Nice and clean, we can move on. So I'm going to be cheering for the Bucks tonight. Come on, Bucks. Even though I've been cheering for the Suns throughout this whole thing. Zach said, Days, if the Olympics gets cancelled, I'm going to donate $50 as compensation for the work you've put in. Zach, you do not need to do that, my friend. You do not need to do that. I don't need that recognition from you, Zach. I appreciate the support. I'm just saying that it would be nice if someone from the Olympic Committee would get in touch just with a little letter, some flowers, little box of chocolates. I don't mind. All I'm saying is that there's been quite a bit of work that's gone on over these past few days, right? I could have been watching Walking Dead. It's on Disney Plus now, and, I'm up to, like, season 5, so I could have been watching that, but I've skipped watching some of them episodes just so I can do that kind of work, and if they're now going to cancel it at the 11th hour, it's going to be an absolute disgrace. I will get in touch with Mary Lou, whatever her name was, Mary Lou Kitten, or whatever her name was. Wrestler with Andy said, Days, other than Kurt Angle, who's your favourite wrestler that competed at the Olympics? Favourite wrestler that competed at the Olympics? I might go with make you humble. He was there, wasn't he? Oh, the Iron Sheik. Sheiky baby. I'm sure he was part of the Olympic team. I know that he worked with the American Olympic team. So, obviously Ronda was the first that came to mind. She wasn't really in wrestling all that long. But maybe the Iron Sheik. Make you humble, jabroni. I love the Sheik. His Twitter account is hilarious. He just shouts and has a go at anything and everyone. He was talking about making Peacock humble. You know the problems that we had the other day with Peacock, and it was all kicking out. He was calling Peacock jabronis, and he was going to make Peacock humble. Brilliant. So, I'll go with Sheiky baby. I want you to know I appreciate the work you've done. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you. Especially your Euro coverage. Thank you, my friend. I just hope that the Olympic Committee feel the same. Days, who are your personal top 3 favourite AEW wrestlers right now? I think that's a great question for an NXT stream. Absolutely, bang on. Although saying that, we have just spent 40 minutes talking about the Olympics, so... top 3. Let's go. Let's fire them in, shall we? I'm going Serena Deeb at 1. I'm going Jungle Boy. I'm going... That's about it. No, I like Britt Baker's cool. Thunder Rosa, of course, is cool. Cody always has big matches. I think Miro's got a lot better. I'm a bit more on board with Miro. But I think, like, my favourite male would be Jungle Boy. My favourite female would be Serena Deeb. So those would be my top 2. I'll be over the moon I think what they've done with Jungle Boy is great. I'm not a big, this is weird, but I'm not a big fan of Jurassic Express. Isn't that strange? I'm just not a fan of Jurassic Express. I like Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are okay, but I'm not feeling Jurassic Express. I don't find them fun or funny or anything like that. I'm not like feeling Marco Stunt. I ain't got an issue with him. It's just I'm just not feeling it. Don't feel it. I just like Jungle Boy. Like the matches he's been having on his own, and he's so over with the crowd as well. They've got a big star in Jungle Boy. They know it as well. So I really like Jungle Boy. Darby Allin's cool, but is not my kind of... He's cool. I ain't got an issue with him. It's just not my kind of a wrestler, you know? He's kind of a daredevil, isn't he? You know what I mean? Likes jumping off stuff. He's like a cooler Shane McMahon. So I don't know. I'm more into Jungle Boy. I like Pac as well, of course. Great wrestler. So, yeah, something like that. I love Jungle Boy, says Adam. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the We Love Jungle Boy club. Harley said, Days, WWE have confirmed that John Cena will appear at all 5 SmackDown. Have they? Leading to SummerSlam. He will also be appearing at another 2 Raws to build SummerSlam and a lot of events, calling it the Summer of Cena. Oh, there we go. There's something we've all learned. Days, Brock was part-time as champ, so why can't Cena be part-time as champ? Well, he can. I don't have an issue with it. I've said before, and I will stand by it, that I don't think that the champions should be seen every week. I think that your champions, if you've reached the top, you kind of need to just, stay there and get ready for your next challenge. And I think like SmackDown, Raw should be focused on finding those next challenges. Who is next for the champion? And you've just got a lot of people trying to outdo each other to be that next person. Sometimes I feel like the champion can get really quite involved. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville coming out, that was stupid. Them coming out going, you just said you could beat her any day, didn't you, Charlotte? Well, that's it. That means then tonight we're going to have a rematch. It's like, what is this? What is this joke? What is this? So it's like, now you've got to be careful what you say in your promos, otherwise WWE management might make you defend your belt. Like, what if she had said, I could beat you any hour of any day? What would they have gone, right, well, that means for the next every hour of every day you're going to defend your title. Like, what is going on? You can't even do promos now, without having WWE jump down your throat. So I kind of think, if I was Charlotte, I'd be like, good luck showing me that in my contract, that you're able to do that. I'd laugh and walk away. So, yeah, she had to defend. I mean, obviously it was all designed so that Nikki could do her cash-in. But they could have got there a better way. Why did it need to be a match? Why couldn't, Rhea have just come down and Charlotte and Rhea had got into a brawl and then Nikki came down and cashed in? I don't get why it had to be a match. I don't know, man. I do agree that Raw had quite a few issues this week, but had some nice moments, some big moments as well. But, yeah, I'm someone that thinks that the champions don't need to be on each show. I think if it's because what it would be then is it's like, guys, you need to tune into Raw this week because Lashley is on the show. We haven't seen Lashley in a while, and whenever he's on the show, it's a big segment. The champion is in town. Lashley's on the show. It should feel like a big deal. If ever the champion came to town, if the NWA champion came to your town, it was huge. Back in the day, it should be a bit like that. Lashley's, it should still have that energy. Whereas it's they just shove him in the middle of the show, have him come out with some girls or whatever, and it's just doesn't really feel that special, to be honest. He feels like a normal wrestler, but he just happens to have the belt. They don't make the champions feel special. They don't elevate them as much as they could. So, yeah, I don't have a problem with it being part-time. There is a line, though, because with Lesnar, he was going pay-per-views without defending. He was skipping a few pay-per-views. He was doing, Rumble, and then he would do WrestleMania. So, you can't be having that time away. I'm saying that, isn't the stipulation? It was every 30 days you defend your belt. So, yeah, you have him defend it at the pay-per-views. Go a while without him even being on Raw, and then have him have the match made that it's going to be such and such versus Lashley or whatever it might be, and don't have Lashley on Raw for a bit. And I wouldn't mind that with Cena. I really wouldn't. I don't see it as a big problem. Sometimes people can just want everything all the time, but even though they might want it, it's not good for them. Do you know what I mean? We all like ice cream, but if you had it every day, you'd be, throwing up. So, sometimes people need saving from themselves. We should save people from themselves. So, that's my thoughts. Days, I hope Lopez will be on NXT tonight. Do you see Cena beating Roman? Yes or no, and why? No. Because he's off doing a film. He could be a part-time champion, but I think this isn't John Cena's time. John Cena's had his time. This is Roman's time. And I think that whoever beats Roman is going to get a big push and a big, it's going to be a big deal. And why would you give that to Cena, who's not been around and won't be around? Because, it's clear that he's got at least one eye on Hollywood. So why would you give that rub to Cena? Is it not better to give it to someone like Big E that can like really benefit and the company can benefit long term? You could build a new star. I mean, like, Big E's a star anyway, but this would take him to that next level. So I personally would be looking at someone like Big E or, you know, someone along those lines. It doesn't have to be Big E. It could be Riddle or someone like that. Or even, dare I say, Drew. Because Drew's around all the time. Drew's a main event star, but beating Roman it's a big deal. It's all well and good having the title and being the main event star, but you can only your star power is only judged by who you beat. Like, if you're the champion and you're only beating the likes of Chad Gable, Otis, you know, people like that, Elias, Jackson Riker, your championship reign's going to be seen as a disappointment. You might be the champion, you might be a main event star, but if the quality of your opposition is poor, then you're not going to be seen as, you know, all that impressive in the eyes of WWE Universe. You've got to... you're judged on the quality of the people that you beat. So I hope that makes sense. You're judged by the quality of the people that you can beat. And so that's why, you know, for Drew to beat Roman would be massive. Even though Drew is already a main event star, this would not only cement it, but actually build him up a little bit higher as well. Whoever beats Roman gets a mad boost to their profile, because it's going to be a massive deal. And I would not give that to Cena. Reigns feels like a true, unbeatable world champion and should keep the title well into 2022. It makes the champion feel like a true world champion, gives that universal title some prestige. I agree. It helps everything. I mean, I think that, you know, Cena coming back, there was even more excitement because you know it's Cena Roman. And Roman's this unstoppable monster, this, you know what I mean, this massive heel that'll cheat and do whatever it takes. The Usos coming down or whatever he needs to do. He's dangerous, though, because he can beat you clean as well. Like, he's great. He's just great. Like, he is a problem that no one has been able to solve yet, you know. Kevin Owens can't solve it. And I know people will say, yeah, but he had to cheat. But as I said before, well, why did Kevin Owens not bring some backup? Like, that to me showed that Owens wasn't thinking intellectually. You know, he wasn't as smart as what Roman was. So if you think you're just going to have a one-on-one match against Roman Reigns, think again, because the Usos are always coming down. You might even need to keep an eye on Paul Heyman, who hasn't got involved yet, but absolutely could. So you've got to have eyes in the back of your head. So I think that, you know, Roman being as big and as unbeatable as what he is, as credible as what he is, just adds to the excitement of Cena coming back, because now a lot of people are like, oh, is he the one? Who's the one? Who is the one that's going to beat Roman Reigns? And we're starting to get to that kind of territory now, because he's been champion for nearly a year. And I think once you start getting to that kind of ballpark, where it's been like 12 months, which is a considerable time in wrestling if you think about it. Like, to be the champion on a main roster for that length of time, it's very, very impressive. I mean, Bayley's title reign was, I can't remember how many days in the end, but she had a long title reign. And that's gone down as like one of the kind of historic runs. One of, you know, her championship reign. I remember them tweeting out like all the different milestones she had gone past and everything. So if you can keep the belt for about 12 months, certainly if you can go past that point. I mean, if anyone could get close to 2 years in this modern era of being champion on a main roster, that, I mean, I don't even know if I could tell you the last time that happened. I don't know. I don't know if I could tell you the last time someone had a belt for 2 years on the main roster. Oh, I couldn't do it. I'd have to sit down and have a look. I'd have to sit down and have a look and see if I could find anyone. But look at Volta. Whoever beats Volta is going to be a massive star as well. Long title reigns have so much benefit. because you can constantly build up challengers. You can, constantly be adding importance for the person that beats them in the end. There's loads that come with like a good long title reign. So, yeah, I'm someone that I don't think you need to see the champion that much. Think it makes them feel special, and I'm a fan of long title reigns. And I'm also a fan of NXT stars getting called up and not losing their first match. Big fan of that. Cena won't retire till he beats the records. Well, he can keep trying. I mean, I don't mind if he does beat the record one day, but Cena's record is not more important than the Roman story they're telling right now. Roman recently said that he would love to pass the torch to Drew, but it's not Drew's time yet. Nice, I like that. That's good. Fightful has reported on July 16th, WWE filed a trademark complaining is not conversation relating to entertainment services. Okay? Must be something for like a catchphrase for a character that they've got. CJ Aesbert 10 says maybe Samoa Joe or Regal will strip Cross of his NXT title for attacking Joe tonight, and then he moves to Raw fully. Maybe. I actually haven't seen any previews for NXT. I can have a little look. I mean, this has been literally the worst preview of any wrestling show we have ever done. If anyone was to watch this for the first time, thinking this is what we normally do, then please don't. Because normally we do just talk non-stop wrestling. We talk about all the big stories of the day. I mean, we literally cover everything and share our thoughts. And but this one, we've been a bit sidetracked with the Olympics. As you do. Let's have a look. Xia Li is challenging Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's title tonight. So we've got title match. And we hear from a raging Samoa Joe after he was clutched out by Karrion Kross. Tian Sha has tweeted something out. She seems to have stalled in my eyes. Tian Sha. I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working. Legado del Fantasma are going to host a mariachi musical madness tonight. Oh my God, what's this? Is this Raw? Oh, what is this? Sit back and enjoy the sweet sounds of Legado del Fantasma. Santos Escobar, Joaquin Wild, Raul Mendoza will host their very own mariachi musical madness tonight on the Black and Gold brand. The trio has ramped up the rivalry with Hero in recent weeks and are now looking to leave their own musical mark on NXT. So there we go. And talking of NXT, it is about to begin. And if you are just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are around for quite a bit tonight. All right, let's get this going. Bum, bum, bum. Days, I tweeted you the summer of Cena. You can look at the events he will be at. In my eyes, I counted 5 SmackDowns, which is all the SmackDowns before SummerSlam, and 2 Raws. Okay, I believe you. All right, we're just seeing a replay of Regal telling Samoa Joe that he can't put his hands on Karrion. As long as he's not provoked. Unless provoked. And he did snap Karrion and he did choke out Samoa Joe. Will Scarlett be with him, I wonder? Yeah, I don't know what the presentation's going to look like. Apparently NXT doesn't matter. It's got no relation to the main roster. Right. Days, how are you? Also, hello to the chat. I still can't believe that Chris found me to date. That is cool. Liam, shout out to you. Here's Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe. Bum, bum, bum. Bad man. Bad man making his way down. Dun, bum, bum, bum. But, where's that text? Why am I not seeing this text? I'm trying to get the text on screen, and for some reason it's vanished. It's up here. What the flip? What the flip is going on? It's done a rhyme. Tick tock, tick tock. Guess who's here to smash your clock? Is this Disney? Oh, he's upset. He's upset. Regal's upset. This is not what I had in mind. You can't be calling out superstars. Yeah, he can. It's Joe. Does what he wants. Yeah. You can consider me provoked. This is good open, man. Oh, there it is. Semantics. Cross is out of control. Did you know about his field trip to Raw? You don't? Yeah, well, it didn't work well for him, Joe, so don't worry about it. Cross is on his way. Regal says, all hell will not break loose. Why don't they just get Jeff Hardy? Why don't they just get the Cross Killer? Because of my respect for you, I'll guarantee tonight will be the end. But I can't guarantee it'll end peacefully. Someone tonight. Well, someone tonight is going to sleep. Yeah, me. Well, mate, not tonight, but, 12 hours. About 12 hours, I reckon I'll be in bed. Yeah, he's not wrong, is he? He's not wrong. Why don't they call him Sleepy Joe? They should call him Sleepy Joe. He's putting people to sleep and his shirt says night night. Oh my god, it's Sleepy Joe! Joe! Bum, bum. I love his music, man. His music's sick. Finally! I've been waiting for this moment. This is the most important match of my entire life. I will be the new NXT Women's Champion. This is Xia Li, by the way. Raquel Gonzalez, I plan on doing to you the same thing I did to Mercedes Martinez. I will make history and leave tonight. Days, it's obvious Vince was so peed off with NXT failing to trout AEW. Ultimately, Cross faces the price for it. Dun, 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 dun. Right, so that's our main event. Vape Moss Vape said Jeff Hardy is the new NXT champion. That would be very interesting. That would be very interesting. And if they were going to go that way, it wouldn't save the other day because it already left a bad taste in the mouth. And they should have done it at the time. But at least it would salvage something from it. Why the heck do NXT fans wear masks but not on Raw or SmackDown? I honestly don't know. I don't know what the requirements are, to be honest. Maybe there's a slight difference. I mean, Raw and SmackDown's been in Texas. This is in Florida. Like, each state has, like, slightly different rules, I believe, or can do, at least. Right, we've got Diamond Mine. Right. Days, this doesn't make any sense, because the match was over... So he wasn't a referee anymore. As soon as the match was over, he should have been Joe the Enforcer again. That's true. I mean, there might be a little grey area that... I mean, no one knows the actual rules, do they? Let's be honest. No one knows the actual... No, I don't think there are actual rules. But is it a case that if you're in the ring, so if you're in the ring and you're the official, you are the official, regardless of whether the bell has sounded or not? Does it end when the bell rings? Does it end when you leave the ring? Does it end when you get to the back? I mean, I would agree with you. I would think that once the bell rings and bell rings again, like match starts, match stops, that's it. Like, you're only the officials for when the match is happening. But, or is it a case that, like, it's whilst you're in the ring, or... I don't know where the line is. They could always come out and make it a little bit grey. Do you know what? WWE actually released a rule book. I don't think I have it down here. They released this rule book a few years ago. And I was so excited by it. Is it down here? Might be upstairs. I bought one from America when I went to America. I think it's upstairs. So it's a rule book, and I was really excited because I thought it was going to have like all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? You could look through and just like interesting facts, like a referee is actually not the referee of the match. If they are in a backstage area, they only become the referee once they enter the ring, or whatever it might be. Stuff like that fascinates me. But the problem is wrestling plays very fast and loose with these rules. So this rule book was a complete joke. It was rubbish. I can't even remember what was in it, but it was like, it was rubbish. It was rubbish. It did not have official rules within it. It was rubbish. I cannot remember what was in this book, but I got it from like FYE in Florida for like $2 or $3. It's in I'm sure it's in one of the toy hunts, you know. That I managed to get the book, but it's not very good. It's not very good. It did not give me that kind of information. Do you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine when everyone was kicking off about the DQ inside Hell in a Cell? Could you imagine if you had the official rule book and you went, hang on, Hell in a Cell, give me a sec. Referee stoppage is permitted inside Hell in a Cell, as this is equal to if a competitor was to submit themselves. This is only allowed if the competitor is not able to actually provide any kind of indication that they wish to submit. There we go. So that is actually Rule 7A on Hell in a Cell. Ref stoppages are allowed. And that is in the rule book. So I'd love that. I would love that. You know when people are on Twitter just spouting rubbish, absolute rubbish, which is pretty much everyone on Twitter, and I include myself. You could just go... Actually, Pete Rosenberg, it says here, wins and losses do matter, and that says it in the official rule book, so... Turn to page 17. It says that wins and losses do matter, thank you. So, yeah. But it wasn't that at all. It was just like some weird flipping... I want to say joke book. is what I want to say. It was like an actual joke book with, like, it was stupid. If I could find it, I wish I could find it. Because I'm talking about it. I wish it was here. But it's not. I will find a picture of it. Right. Diamond Lane versus Kushida and Fish. The rules are whatever Vince tells them they are. That's true. That's true. Do you think the wrestlers go, like, what are the rules here in WWE? It doesn't matter what the rules are. Yeah, it's true. A lot of it does get made up. Here, look, this is it. I'm going to show. I'm so determined to show you this book. Look, I mean, like, I want you to just picture how excited I was for this book when I heard it was getting released. I mean, why, for 1 second, I thought this was going to be genuine. Like a genuine book from WWE. I don't know. I mean, I was an idiot. You can take that away from this as well. I was an absolute idiot. This was it. That's big, isn't it? It was a bit smaller than that. WWE Book of Rules and How to Break Them, published for the first time. Now, they did a really good job of making that seem legit. They did a really good job of making me look at that book and go, oh, published for the first time, official WWE's Book of Rules and How to Break Them. Wow. And foreword by Daniel Bryan. Do you know what Daniel Bryan is? A wrestler. An actual wrestler. So you can imagine my excitement when I saw that cover. And then when you open it up, it looks like this. This is what the inside looks like. Look. Like, that's a towel. Them are trunks. Towels cover more than trunks. It's rubbish. Just rubbish. It's just rubbish. So, yeah. Rubbish. Days, what time is the opening ceremony? Midday. Midday on Friday. So, 12 till 4. Days, how has John Cena, especially out of everyone, decided to work harder than every wrestler over the next 5 weeks? He's got a movie coming up. He's a hard worker. He's not a hard worker, but I don't know that you can say that he's willing to work harder because we don't know who else has been given the option of working both shows. Do you know what I mean? If you said to Ricochet, would you work SmackDown and Raw? He would probably do it. So, I don't know, dude. That's WWE obviously milking the John Cena popularity cash cow. But there's no reason to think that others wouldn't have done it. We saw Bayley and Sasha doing it when they were women's tag champs. They were all over SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. But credit to him, he's always been a hard worker. I mean, he learned how to speak Chinese. He speaks Mandarin and stuff, doesn't he? Like, you know, he's a wrestler that's done charity, more Make-A-Wishes than anyone else. So, I mean, yeah, he's always had that crazy work ethic, and I think you need that to get to the level that he got to. So, nothing but respect to John Cena. Very hard worker. To the detriment of his relationships, I think he's said in the past. Double back elbow by Kushida. Kushida rolling over, tagging in Bobby Fish. Yes, Fabian, yes. Marky Mark said, so happy I'm not watching WWE alone. God bless, I'm not sad and fair. Marky Mark, shout out to you, my friend. As much as I hated Cross losing, what happens next for him and Jeff is intriguing, says Moldy Spoon. Days, I'm playing AEW GM. I bought too many wrestlers and now I can't book a show. That's all. Well, just to go full on Vince McMahon and release a load. Strikes to the midsection. Days, what is your worst habit? Reading your comments out loud. Elizabeth said, imagine The Rock might come out in a few weeks and says that he is the head of the table. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? That is going to be a match and a half. If we do finally get it, if we do actually get there, it'll be a match and a half, that would. One of the biggest of all time. Right, Fish is down. Really good open to NXT. I just don't give a flip about this match at all. I don't care about Diamond Mine. Kushida and Fish as a tag team are fine, but they're two solo stars that have been thrown together. This feud doesn't interest me. I just don't care, to be honest. I'm just not bothered by this at all. I am keeping an eye on it in case something interesting happens. And it's not a terrible match, but these just don't grab me. I would say these matches are kind of like filler, to be honest, but I think there is a little bit of a issue between them, so maybe it's not total filler. OMG days, please don't tell me that I just heard what you just said. You just heard what I just said. Days, if the undefeated, dominant NXT champion can't survive 2 minutes against old Jeff Hardy on a losing streak, can a jobber in NXT last 1 second against the face of the company, Roman? Could a jobber last 1 second against Roman? For me, it was the wrong move. It was the wrong move. I think that I have no problem with Jeff winning, but not at the expense of Karrion losing. That was my thoughts on it. Bring Karrion up. I mean, like, why not? It's so annoying because you could have easily booked a better show. I mean, why was Elias not in the ring talking about how he's done with Jackson Riker now? He's putting that behind him, and he just wants to move forward with his music. And then he goes to play, and then lights go out, and then out comes Karrion. Instead, we end up getting a Symphony of Destruction match, which I don't think anyone asked for. I mean, it had a nice couple of spots in it, but I didn't need it. So I just think, like, instead of doing that, you could have done Elias and Karrion and have Karrion come out. You didn't need to announce Karrion on Raw. Like, what was the point in announcing him about an hour, if that, before he actually came out? Didn't need it. Like, there was no reason for it. It's not like they announced it a week in advance. They did it an hour. Like, you're so close to having a surprise, and they ended up just announcing it. It just didn't make any sense. So a lot of what happened just didn't. I must admit, it's a little bit of a concern because we've got fans back now, and yet we can still look at the show and go, why have they done that? Why have they done that? Why have they done this? Why have they done that? Like, there's still something wrong. There's still something fundamentally wrong with how they're booking it, in my opinion. You're never going to please everyone about everything. I understand that. You're never going to please everyone about everything. But I think you can get a feel for when the show has not pleased the majority. Let's put it that way. There was enough talking points for it to be deemed a success. But there was too many things wrong with it. Too many things wrong with it. Too many rematches. Too many things that happened. I mean, like, we didn't need a rematch of Nia and Shayna versus Natalya and Tamina just so that we could split Simpanord away from them. That didn't have to be done with a match. There were other ways that you could have got to that anyway that would have been more interesting and more entertaining, to be honest. And also, you didn't need, like, Jeff and Karrion to face each other. It didn't need to be a match. Like, Karrion didn't have to suffer a loss in his first thing. We didn't need a match between Rhea and Charlotte for Nikki to cash in, considering we'd just had a match between them 24 hours earlier. So, I do look at that and think, man, I think everyone looks at a show and thinks, how would I book that? How would I do with that? And I think you kind of judge a show based on, if they go a different way to what I think, but it works, that's probably my favourite show. If they can book a show completely different to how I would, but it's better and it works and it's just like, wow, I wouldn't have done that, but man, that is so much better. That is the right way forward. That is absolutely brilliant. Like, that's set up that. They could now bring this person over. Like, they've got so many options. Or I see what they're doing and I think they're heading this way. That's really clever. But you don't tend to find yourself ever saying that. That's my problem with Raw. Problem with Raw is that you always have an expectation of what you would do, and it normally falls well below it, to be honest. Like, everyone here can book Raw better, is the sad truth. We could all book Raw better than what it's being booked at the moment, so just a little. It's great that fans are back. It's great we got some surprises, but there's concerns. There are definitely still some concerns, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they're just finding their feet. You know, and as we get stuck into some of these feuds and whatnot, we'll get somewhere. Quick solution. Cross will kill Hardy in the near future. Mistake resolved, says Butterspot. Days, do you think they ruined the whole thing of Money in the Bank? In the same show, Mad at... one match, Roman and Seth and Sean be all over. I don't understand. What do you mean? Do you think they ruined the whole thing of Money in the Bank, where it used to be at any time, but now it's sometimes the same show? I don't think it ruins it, because you never know when it's going to happen. I think you'd want to mix it up. You don't want always anyone to cash it all the time at Money in the Bank or the next night. Like, but the good thing is, now that you've got 2 briefcases, you've got options as to when they can cash in. So Nikki has cashed hers in early, but Big E has still got his. And Big E doesn't have to cash it in anytime soon. So you can still... And don't forget, back in the day, we only had one. Women's Money in the Bank is still quite new. Women's Money in the Bank hasn't been around all that long, really. I think, is this like the 4th or something? 4th year of them doing it? So, I'm still pretty used to only having one briefcase. I'm still pretty used to just the guys having a briefcase. So, the women cash in, fine. I wouldn't do Big E's anytime soon. Shoulder up. Kushida came in hot. Attacking Diamond Mine. James Chadwick says, like, fans know what they want. They are too fickle. Well, I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for anyone else. I know what I look for and what I enjoy. I would guess other people are the same. I'm not sure. If I was booking the show, Fiend would be champion, Funhouse Bray would be Universal champion, and Colt Bray would be NXT champion. Right, I mean, I take that back. You know, earlier when I said, like, how anyone here could book Raw better, I took it back. I take it back. I mean, guys, in life you get proved wrong sometimes, and you have to roll with that, you know? You have to just embrace it and go, okay, well, I'm going to learn from this. This is a learning experience. And I've learned from that comment. In the future, I'll say, everyone here except Austin can book Raw and WWE better. Fevin said, Days, many months ago, we were discussing how Vince would push Cross and Scarlett to the moon. Due to both having traits loved by Vince. And look at how the old man has pranked us. Well, careful, because one thing I do agree with Pete Rosenberg about is the fact that he says this is intriguing. I don't think it's intriguing, but what I do think is it is the start of something bigger. So, double wrist lock, nice. Kushida gets the win. Diamond Mine lose. So yeah, I'm very interested in Cross having like a battling feud and, getting the win eventually, getting past Hardy and showing that already is Hardy's level. The problem is Hardy's level is quite low right at the moment. I don't look at Hardy as what he was. I look at what he is. It's kind of like in UFC. In UFC, you've got a lot of old champions that just can't do it anymore. You've got, like a lot of like Arlovsky, who was former heavyweight champion that's just taking loss after loss after loss. You've got a lot of... Look at Tyrone Woodley. Woodley, former champion as well. Welterweight champion. Lost, 2, 3 in a row? And now he's out of the UFC and fighting Jake Paul. So I kind of feel like, if this was UFC, Jeff Hardy would be fighting Jake Paul by now. He'd be out of the UFC. Right. Cameron Grimes is with LA Knight. That's a big boot, isn't it? Look at the size of the boot of that car. Or I think you guys call it a trunk. There's Drake Maverick. Look at Cameron Grimes in the bags in the background. He's very good at visual comedy. He's like Chaplin. He's like Mr. Bean. Trying to pick up bags in the background. He's like wobbling all over the place. Cameron Grimes is so entertaining. How do we watch softball in the UK? It's on Eurosport, bud. You might need to subscribe to it. God, they should sponsor this. $6.99 a month, and that'll sort the Olympics out for you. And they've got, I think, quite a few channels. So $6.99. I'm going to do it myself. Haven't done it yet, but I will be doing it as soon as NXT's done. And yeah, they are the home of the Olympics, apparently. What's this? Finally, the fans have come back home. Tickets available now. We need a Grimes Art Truth segment. Harley said, Days SmackDown is big. Tony Storm debuting, 2 matches at Rolling Loud, and a potential promo of the year. Roman and Cena. Yep, I agree. Retribution said, today's softball isn't being shown. It's on Eurosport. I think there's a Eurosport. If you subscribe to it, I think they've got like an internet channel, and I think it's on there. But I know it's on there. I've done days of research. There's some talk going around the Olympics. Don't say that, Brian! Don't say that! I've created graphics and everything. God, there's a whole thing that's set up. Don't say that. It's going to be alright. We're going to get through. If I booked, Scott would be Universal Champion. Top Dollar would be a WWE. And that girl, the girl, don't know her name, would be Raw Women's, says Big Boy Dally. Oh, look, Discovery Plus as well. Discovery Plus have just done an advert. You can get it there as well. Discovery Plus. I don't know anything about them. I've been using Eurosport. Don't cancel the Olympics, says Sonny. No. I'd rather watch AEW than the Olympics, says XFL2023. Liv and Zelina Stan said, I would have Keith Lee as WWE champ, Johnny as NXT champ, and Big E as Universal champ. I want to see a day's live stream, SmackDown watch along at Rolling Loud. That's where all them hip hop stars are, isn't it? So I'd fit right in. I'd be Days Drizzle or something. I don't know. Little Daisy. Little Daisy. And I'd have to get like gold teeth put in and everything and big chains. Okay. Do stuff like that every now and again. Okay. Guys, here we are. We're watching the match. Oh, look at this. What a wonderful clothesline. Okay. Yeah. Little Daisy. I'll go by that. I'd fit right in. I think you were all watching this thinking, this guy needs to get into the hip-hop community. This guy right here needs to be a part of that hip-hop community. They're missing out without having him around. It's true. Vince needs to do a dark side of the ring of a creepy old man destroying a son-in-law's months and years of... God, Fabian, you are so upset, aren't you? Fabian, I don't know who's more upset. Triple H, Carrion, or you. I don't think this needs a dark side of the ring episode. This week on Dark Side of the Ring, that one time that Karrion Kross lost to Jeff Hardy. Many people are saying it's worse than the Montreal Screwjob. Where was you? Where was you? Where was you when Jeff Hardy beat Karrion Kross? It'll go down in history. What's this? 22nd of August, NXT TakeOver 36. NXT TakeOver 36. It's not a great name, is it? TakeOver 36. Sunday, 22nd of August. That's going to be the SummerSlam one. No, he seems nice. What's he called? IC Jones. Odyssey Jones. Oh, hang on. Didn't I hear that he got checked out? Odyssey Jones was someone that I heard had a trial. When Kross had a trial. Didn't I read that Karrion Kross and Odyssey Jones both got trials? You can see why. Flip. If you told me that was Mark Henry in disguise, I'd be like, oh yeah. Here's Samoa Joe waiting. He is like a caged tiger. Just pacing back and forth. Is this Frankie Monet? What's this? Yeah. It's me, Frankie. Right, here's Frankie Monet. Hey, money! Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. Say, hey, baby, I got your money. Hey, money! Baby, I got your money, don't you worry. Right, Frankie Monet. Frankie the Snowman. Frankie... Well, I don't know how you spell the name. Frankie Monet. Oh, yeah. Did I get it right? I got it right. Frankie Monet and Jesse Kamea. Who's she facing? Is she facing JC Jane? JC Jane? JC Jane! I'm a JC Jane stan. What a name, JC. I've never heard that before. JC. JC Jane? It's like Lois Lane. It's like, oh, we need a name like Lois Lane. Lois Lane. We could go with Basie Blaine. No. Should we go with Zacy Zane? No, we can't do that. How about JC Jane? Yeah, all right. Let's do that. JC Jane. JC Jane. JC Jane. JC. I'm a JC Jane stan, guys. JC. 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 Wow! Screaming her head off. Wow! Wow. He's having a lovely time. Oh, I hate Frankie Monet. Boo! JC! 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 Come on, JC. Kicking out. Days, I was just dancing to a Miss Brown song. Cool. I'm watching Australia Japan through Discovery Plus right now since I've Tweave. Oh, that's good. That's good. Shout out to you. I'm glad you found it, bud. So you're watching Australia Japan. Oh, guys, we've got a Rose at commentary. Not just any Rose. It's not an English Rose. It's a Mandy Rose. Mandy. JC Jane. JC Jane. JC Jane. JC Jane. Come on, JC. Jane. She's so good. Anyone that's got two first names is just the best. Nice. JC screaming. Big boot. Frankie Monet. Come on, JC. Believe in yourself. Oh, what's Mandy Rose doing? She loves them screams, doesn't she? Wow! Man, could you imagine her with Rick Boogs? JC Jane and Rick Boogs should, like, get married. Because they both love screaming. Wow! When Vince dies, someone needs to do a test on his brain so the whole world could know how a person thought it was a good idea to do stuff like a red-hot fiend getting buried by a 50-plus bald daddy. Wow. Boo! JC Jane lost, guys. Turns out that screaming like a banshee does not help you win. So, is this the new Robert Stone brand? I remember Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Frankie is the women's Velveteen Dream. Hope not. Oh, here we go, the way. How are you dealing with the loss? Johnny says he's been better. Austin Theory said, I've not slept in weeks. And Johnny's like, I only lost last week. And Austin's like, oh yeah, I said that. Kyle O'Reilly's here. Yeah. Right. Do you want to be like your Papa John? I like Theory. I mean, those allegations are a bit... I don't know. I don't know where we are with that. But I do like his character. Theory versus Kyle could be good. Found the Eurosport player is moving to Disney Plus. All the same Eurosport content available on Disney Plus, plus so much more. Oh my God, Retribution, are you working for Disney Discovery Plus? Days, I've just found out that Eurosport's moving over there. You get all that Eurosport content, but a hell of a lot more as well. Discovery Plus, the home of champions. Has Mandy joined NXT? I believe so, yes. Plus also, like, did you see how she was lining on that commentary tape? If I was a commentator, I'd have pushed her off. I'm trying to watch the match. Got a job to do. Can't see. Giving her a little push. Robin said, I've got a feeling. I got a feeling. Ooh, ooh. That Vince is going to call up Theory. So they'll probably split him from the way. Adam said, if you've got the Sky Sports package, you get Eurosports on there as well. This is true. This is true. But you don't get it online. Oh. You don't get it online, and that's a problem for me. Days, what do you think about the return of Keith Lee? Pleased. I'm surprised that he was squashed. I expected a longer match. Bobby winning was correct. Yeah, I mean, I was pleased for him to come back. It was a weird one for him to come back with because, again, he's come back and he's lost. I don't know how they feel about him because there was a bit of talk that he was out due to copyright reasons. And so there was a bit of talk that he was trying to trademark his name, but WWE were trying to trademark it as well. It might be nothing. It might not be an issue. But there is a bit of a concern there that's why he was not around. So he might not be in people's good books, to be honest. WWE wants to trademark his name, and it's got to have been resolved now. But yeah, it's he might not be in people's good books as a result. Another advert for flipping Discovery. Every unmissable moment streaming home of the Olympics. Vape Ross Vape says, with Discovery Plus, you get all your favourites in one place. Oh my God, guys. Now, guys, I'm Team Eurosport. Don't come at me with Discovery Plus, because I'm just going to throw up all over this stream. Ugh, I'm not interested in your rip-off Eurosport. You know what else you don't find online? A Wrestling Days I'm Only 21 t-shirt. Yes, because if I made them, I'd only sell one, and that would be to you. So I'd have to charge you like 1,000% for it to be worth it. It's not worth my time. Yeah? I'll be 22 by the time it's worth it. So no one's asking for Wrestling Days merch. Not even me. So that's how I feel about that. Days, if I was booking WWE, my WrestleMania main event would be Drew McIntyre versus Adam Pearce in a Mackin fart match where the loser has to fart in front of 80,000 people. Now that is money. Do you know what is quite scary? If you was to propose that to Vince, I'm not 100% sure that he would laugh at you and tell you to go away. I actually don't quite know if he might go, God damn, we've never done that before. I don't know how he would react. Please never be in a meeting with Vince McMahon. Brian said Winter Olympics are better than I don't even think we show the Winter Olympics. Do you know why? 'Cause no one's bothered. Winter Olympics better than Summer Olympics. Just a load of fools skating around. Forget that. Forget that. I want to see the fastest man on the planet. I want to see the fastest woman. I want to see the strongest man. Summer Olympics is like a living, breathing, walking, talking Guinness Book of World Records. The fastest, the quickest. It's basically the Bianca Belair games. That's what they might as well call it. Flipping Winter Olympics is just fools on ice. That's what they call that. The Winter Olympics. Idiots on ice. But with that being said, when it does get time to come to the Winter Olympics, there's a very good chance we will be covering it all on this channel. wrestling days, the home of Summer and Winter Olympics. I just want you to know that. So if we could all just forget that little segment, just because there's a good chance we'll be doing the Winter Olympics. When aren't they? Like every couple of years, aren't they in between? Isn't it? Doesn't it like go summer and then like a couple of years later winter and then summer and then winter? And I think the Winter Olympics are huge in Canada. I was in Canada when the Winter Olympics were on, and like all the shop fronts were like decorated over, and it's like this massive deal. In the UK, I don't even know if it's shown. Like Winter Olympics, I can't even tell you how much smaller the Winter Olympics are over here. It's immeasurable. Who is ready for Friday night rematches? Anthony said it's going to be funny when Days wakes up, starts the stream, and the Olympics is cancelled. I don't know where this Olympics being cancelled talks from. Olympics are not going to get cancelled, guys. Mark my words, there's been too much work done by me for them to cancel these Olympics. It is not going to happen. I'm actually going over to the my home, the BBC. That's where I live. There is nothing on the BBC talking about the Olympics being cancelled. Not a single article. It's not happening. It's not happening. Olympics day-by-day guide. 10 days that Team GB fans should not miss. Gold for Biles. Crunching the stats to predict Tokyo 2020 medalists. Why female athletes are now dominating the Scottish Olympics. Right, here's Austin Theory. Let's go back to NXT. Right, here's Austin Theory. Days, judging by what happened to Cross, do you think the booking of Finn would be the same as before his NXT return? And in fact, Vince might not have seen his work in NXT. I think Finn is someone that they have time for. He clearly was getting some sort of push because he's the first ever Universal Champ, Finn Balor. He only held it for 24 hours, but he was getting a push in 2016. And then, you know, for whatever reason, he's been moved to NXT. He might have requested it. They might not have had anything for him. So he might have gone to NXT. He's now, you know, doesn't rely as much on the Demon. I think Finn's a star. But I think he's a star at the level of Kevin Owens. So I don't know that he's a star at the level of Roman. I don't know that he's a star at the level of Seth, but he might be. It depends how they book him. But I could see Finn getting title opportunities and losing. I don't know if I can see Finn. He might have a run with the belt again. He might have a run with the belt, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to get in where, you know, you've got Roman. You've got, obviously, Edge will probably get a run with it at some point. Drew. Bobby. I mean, can Finn get into that kind of real top tier? I'm not sure. It's where he deserves to be. I think I'd like Finn to be the leader of a group again. Balor Club. I think I'd like that. I think a lot of people would like it if he had a little bit of like a Bullet Club faction on the go. I think that'd be cool. Finn is going to lose to Michael P.S. Hayes. Are the Olympics streaming on Peacock? I don't know, bud, because I'm not in America. So we don't have it. So I can't tell you. I wish I could tell you. I know that it's on Discovery Plus, the home of the Olympics. And I know that it's on Eurosport, which is the home of the Olympics. And I know that when it starts, and we've had the opening ceremony, it'll be on BBC, which is the home of the Olympics. But I don't know about Peacock. Austin says, Jobber Club. Yes. He's going to lead a bunch of jobbers, which I think is how they're going to reunite him with The Fiend, to be honest, who I think has had one match this year and lost it. So, yeah, he's going to be leading Jobber Club. Bants. Bants in it. It's just bants. Days, the Winter Olympics are scheduled for next February. Well, Brian, as I was saying earlier, we will be all over that, mate. I'm a big fan. And, I think back to, like, Torval and Dean, very famous couple that skated the Bolero in the 1980s, won gold for Great Britain, and they're still on TV today doing, like, Dancing with the Stars and whatnot. So, basically living off that moment from the 1980s. I mean, more power to them. Do you know what I mean? It was such a big moment seen by so many people in this country that 30-odd years, 40-odd years later, they're still on TV as a result of it. So, it conjures up wonderful memories like that. I've always been a fan of the Winter Olympics. And, yeah, if it is February, we'll be all over it. So, shout out to everyone that's going to join us for that. Let Him In says, Austin has got such an adorable childlike aura. Dave Meltzer is going to rate the Olympics 5 stars because it's in Japan. Yeah! Well done, Anthony. That's good. Would you ever do a watch-along for Tiddlywinks? I would if it was an Olympic sport. Yes, 100%. Against ropes goes O'Reilly. We are underway. O'Reilly kicking the back of Austin Theory. You mean Dancing on Ice? Yeah. But I thought if I call it Dancing on Ice, they might not know in America what it was. So I changed it to... I Americanized it. Because they have the same show, but they call it Dancing with the Stars. The Way versus... What happened to Dana and Mandy? Dana got pregnant. So maybe that explains why they moved Mandy down. Because they're like, well, we can't keep him as a tag team. Because Dana's got preggers. So, yeah, that's what happened. The moment Days realise is already subscribed to Disney Plus by default when he's subscribed to Eurosport Player. I haven't subscribed to Eurosport Player. I haven't subscribed to it yet. If I subscribe to Disney Plus, does that subscribe me to Eurosport as well? Oh, I don't know. If you have to subscribe to it, I'm subscribed to it. I am literally, I think, subscribed to everything. I'm subscribed to Disney, Netflix. I'm subscribed to The Athletic, which is like this really interesting sports articles website. And they put out really good stuff about football and the Olympics. And there's some fascinating stuff. So, I'm subscribed to that. I'm subscribed to Fight TV for AEW. I'm subscribed to Now TV for Sky Sports. I'm subscribed to... Well, I'm about to sign up to Eurosport, maybe Discovery Plus. I was subscribed to Wrestling Observer, but I didn't find that I was getting the time to read it. Plus, also, you don't need to anymore. Like, everyone literally just tells you what's in it now. Oh, did you hear what Dave Meltzer said? So, like, you don't even need to do that anymore. So I was subscribed to that. I can't remember what else. YouTube Music. Subscribed to that because it takes the adverts away. I was subscribed to Spotify, but I've replaced it with YouTube Music instead. What else am I subscribed to? I'm literally subscribed to like 10 different things. So, yeah. Might as well sign up for something else. And then you forget about them, don't you? You forget about them, and you might not even be using them, and you're still getting charged for them. It's a good idea if you're signed up to a lot of these things to keep an eye on your bank account. Because you can sign up to stuff and pay for it and then go, when did I even sign up to that? Like, I'm subscribed to, like, extra cloud storage on Google, which I swear I've never signed up for. So, yeah. Guys, keep an eye on your bank accounts, yeah? Just a bit of subscription days, yeah. You should do a tennis stream Well, we're going to do all sorts of streams with the Olympics. We'll be watching anything and everything. The only problem's going to be if we start watching something and it doesn't end before something bigger starts. Do you know what I mean? What if we're watching, like, the tennis and then the flipping men's 100 meters begins? Like, we'd have to change without reaching the end of what we were watching. This is why I say it's going to be a nightmare. But we would watch the 100 meters and then we would go, okay, just so you know what we were just watching, it's getting down to, like, you know, sudden break. But we'll go back to that, and I can see it being quite, right, we're doing this, we're going to go back to that. It's going to be frantic is the word. Unorganized might be another word. But it's not my fault. I can't watch everything at the same time. Days, I said Discovery Plus and Eurosport Player are the same, not Disney. You misread it. Yeah, but if I sign up to Discovery Plus, does it sign me up to Eurosport? So if I, like, after NXT, sign up to Discovery Plus, am I signed up to Eurosport as well? Is Eurosport on Discovery Plus? I just want to watch the Olympics. That's all I want. I'm a simple man. Just want to watch the Olympics, all the Olympics. You need to have a few screens ready. Yeah, I'm fortunate in the sense of I've got a couple of laptops. Mainly because I bought one. It wasn't powerful enough to do what I wanted it to do, but it was very, very cheap. So I ended up getting a better one. But now that means I've got a couple, and for watching stuff, they're perfectly fine. So I will have a couple of laptops set up, yes. Right, Austin and Kyle O'Reilly rolling over to the ropes. Can I say, well, I have been keeping an eye on NXT. It's just been, in my opinion, really dull. Really dull. What's debuting this year? I can't see what your emojis are, Ryan. Days NXT is flat. Capsman says, isn't the Olympics on the BBC? It is, but not until Saturday once it's all started. But there's actually stuff that begins before the opening ceremony. So it is all on the BBC, yes. BBC One, BBC Two. And I think if you press the red button on your TV remote, it gives you options to go to even more different sports. But, yeah, it's not, unfortunately, it's not started yet. If it's not Great Britain or something really significant like the 100 metres final, BBC aren't showing anything at the moment. Plus, also, you've got to remember that it's happening in the middle of the night. So here in the UK, you know, Japan is 9 hours ahead. So if it's like, I don't know, 12 midday in Japan, like lunchtime, it's 3 a.m. in the morning here. And it'll be 10 p.m. Eastern. So I think that means I think Japan is like 14 hours ahead of America. So that would mean that, is that right? So that would mean, I don't even know what that would mean. Means it's a nightmare. But I think it's, off the top of my head, I think it's 14 hours ahead of Eastern time, Japan. So, you know, if it's like 12 o'clock there, it would be 10 o'clock Eastern at night. 12 midday is 10 p.m. at night, Eastern time. So it's all gonna be playing out like nighttime, really. Late evening and nighttime. Boom, plants him down. Surfing is debut. Oh, is it surfing? I'm really looking forward to skateboarding. There's a girl called Sky Brown, who's, I think, 12, 13. Youngest ever summer Olympian for Great Britain. And she's already, like, you know, taken the skateboarding world by storm. She's 12, 13. Like, she is this prodigy when it comes to, like, skateboarding. So I'm really want to see how. I'd love her to win a medal, of course. I don't know if she's one of the favourites or not. But how incredible is that? Days, can you run through the schedule for NXT one more time? Well, I don't know the schedule, but I only know of the women's match. There's Xia Li match. Xia Li against Raquel Gonzalez. I don't know the rest of it. We're already past the halfway point. As soon as we go to the next commercial break, I'll get your thoughts. Strike to the back by Austin Theory. He's got Kyle O'Reilly on his shoulders. Plants him. Kick out by Kyle. Theory grabbing Kyle. Picking him up. Oh, that's nice. 1, 2. Kick out. Shoulder up by Kyle. What a great match so far. This is good. This is good. You are right, Hayden. Good match, says Robin. NXT US flat because Triple H has lost his passion. Austin grabbing the steps. Well, I do agree this is a good match. And I really like Austin Theory. I like his character. Kyle O'Reilly. Kicking at Theory. Face first Theory going into the steps. O'Reilly heading over towards Theory. Both guys in the ring. Nice takedown. Takedown by O'Reilly. Pounding away on Austin Theory. He's grabbed him. Quick kicks coming in by Kyle O'Reilly. Kick to the legs. Kick to the back of the head. Big strike. Fast striking by Kyle O'Reilly. Austin Theory slumps down. Knee strike to the body. Theory goes down. Both of these would be great additions to like the AEW roster. I'm not saying that they should go there at all. I'm just saying like this is a match that you could see happening on AEW. Theory taps. Theory taps. Yeah, it took him a little while to let go of that hold. Days, good thing he changed his name to Carrion. Imagine if he was wearing the NXT title with his old name and losing under 2 minutes. People would have trolled the hell out of him due to that name. What name? Are we talking about his Impact name? Because I don't know what his old name was. Matt Riddle is live tweeting during NXT. It's okay. Triple H has Elektra. He wins. Robin said that is easily match of the night. Yeah, yeah. Some really good stuff in it. Killer Cross. Oh, was that his name, was it? Killer Cross. Okay, Kyle O'Reilly in the ring. Shouting out at the fans. Right, we've got Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Sexy cross, says Austin. Right, so we've got Raquel backstage. We're past the halfway point now. We got 55 minutes. We'll then be gone for 10 minutes or whatever, just whilst I change over, and then we'll be back with the Olympic coverage. Some people don't get over that jobber Elektra. Frankie squashed her. She's done. Well, I mean, look, a lot of people were saying that's a bigger injustice than Jeff beating Carrion, to be honest, and it's hard to disagree. It's hard to disagree. They've definitely invested in the wrong woman. And you're right, we haven't seen Elektra Lopez. She's probably run off in shame. Legado del Fantasma with a Mariachi Madness musical. How is this going to fail? NXT up next. Right, get in your thoughts. Get in your thoughts. There's John Cece. There's Cece. Michael Cole, when he came back, Michael Cole was... did you hear what Michael Cole was like? He was like screaming to the point where his voice was starting to fail him. Oh my God, insane! he proper popped. It's a good moment. It's a good moment. It's a hell of a pop for Cena. Queen of England says 6. Shout out to you. Brandon says 10. Brony says 575. Burn It Down says 4. Elizabeth says 7. Dylan says 7. Adam says 6. Burn It Down says 4. John says 7. Justin says 7. Marty says 6 before hit no. Hit no, hit no. Austin says 5.5. Burn It Down says 4. It's a fail like hero. 575, 575, 5.5, 7 from Sunny, 5.5 from Hayden, 5 from Rick E. Robin 813 with a 675. Burn It Down with a 4. John with a 7. Brony with a 575. James said, I just tuned in. How is the show? Well, James, I need you to go onto your phone. I need you to download show rating indicator that was made by Beyonce. And she actually will tell you how she is rating every TV show whilst it's happening live. It's an absolutely incredible app. Show rating indicator by Beyonce. You can change the voice to have any one from the Forbes Top 100. So if you wanted to have Jeff Bezos tell you, or you want to have Bill Gates, Elon Musk, like they can all tell you how shows are going. So please download that, James. What? We have Olympics tonight. We've got Olympics tonight. Brian said 6 Electra Lopez's out of 10. Edward says 7.25. John says 7.2. Struggles to pay attention to this out of 10. That's quite high. If it's struggling to pay attention out of 10, I mean, I am. I'm keeping an eye on it, but if it's not grabbing you, I'd much rather just chat to you guys. So I'm probably down with your 5s, your 5.5s as well. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, guys. Right there with you. What do we have for the Olympics tonight? Oh, my God. It's all we've spoke about. It's all we've spoke about. It's softball and women's football. The two giant sports of the Olympics. Does it get bigger? It doesn't get bigger than softball, which has only got 6 teams in it, or women's football, which we all know USA's winning. Peeing off a cliff is relaxing when your donkey can't see because he's deaf. 6 says Bathstro. Days, is that it for Theory since he's tagging with Davey Boy? Is he tagging with Davey Boy? Theory? Is he? I haven't heard about this. Are you doing AEW within the Olympics? I think so. Yes, I think so. I was going to set it up as a separate stream. I still might. But currently, yes, it will be within the Olympic one. Because what is tomorrow? I think it might be the same again tomorrow. Something told me, though, that today, the sports early aren't, like, critical today. But I think tomorrow they are, and that's what decided it. So today, right now, it's Australia, Japan. I kind of looked at that and thought, we can watch NXT instead. But tomorrow, I think there might be something that starts things off that's a little bit juicy. Yes, tomorrow, United States versus Canada. USA versus Canada in softball. I saw that and I was like, we can't ignore that. We can't ignore that. Yeah, we don't need you tonight, you mariachi idiots. I was going to give you a taste of the best musical heritage. I've changed my mind. Guys, there's no mariachi madness. See, Oscar Sarah has joined. I don't know who that is, but that's sad news. USA Canada, I'm definitely intrigued. That's tomorrow. First game tomorrow. Softball USA versus Canada. They're talking to Hitro. You know in softball, are they going to be big names? Is it going to be like the Trout guy? He's the only one I know. Someone Trout, something to do with fish. Not Bobby Fish. His name's like Larry Trout or something. Larry Trout, is he going to be a part of the USA team? Hit row. I'm going to take the North American title. I'm going to put it up there. What's he on about? Not a great pop for Hit Row. Yeah, you're talking real spicy. You're talking KFC. Your mariachi music is trash. I'm all for having a joke, but how about you listen to some of your own music, Hit Row? Before you go off on like traditional mariachi music that's loved the world over. Flip. Who's the people that rap in AEW? Is that the Acclaimed? Like a poor man's Acclaimed. Mike Trout plays baseball, and no, it's the MLB season. Well, who's in the softball? Isn't softball and baseball the same thing? What's going on? What's happening here? Why is Mike Trout not playing? Well, you know, all right. I wasn't going to know anyone anyway. I only know Mike Trout. I thought his name. Why did I think he was called Larry Trout? I don't know. I wasn't even trying to be funny. I didn't know his name. But my brain went with Larry. Oh, weird. Mike Trout. There we go. Days, I've just downloaded it. How do you change the voice? I want Linda to tell me how she feels. I want Linda to tell me how she feels as well. I'm right there with you. Days, can you say Hit Row? Hit Row. I can't say it. The ball in softball is not soft. Oh my god. That is a conspiracy right there. Mike Trout is also injured. Oh my god, it's all kicking off. Guys, Mike Trout's just got injured. Well, there's no way USA are winning that softball game now. Turns out they've cheated. The ball's not even soft. And Mike Trout, first of all, isn't called Larry and is not even playing. It's going to be, oh, Canada, how proud we are of thee. Maple syrup and friendly people inviting me for tea. I don't know. No, it's going to be Team Canada. That's my prediction for tomorrow. Canada beats USA. Right, we've got BFAB, Top Dollar, Dollar Store. All of them are in there. Days softball is women's, not men's. Oh my God, guys, we've got breaking news. Oh my God, what do you mean? You can't have lady baseball. You can't have lady baseball. What's today? Women's Day. Honestly, you can't have lady. It's lady ball, lady football, and lady softball. Is that true? Swerve hits Escobar. Hit Row will dethrone Roman just to mess with Days. Oh, I can't believe this. Swing and a miss by Swerve. I didn't know this. I didn't know that there was no men in softball. I didn't know what the difference was between softball and baseball. That is true. Softball is played by women. This is an education on softballs. It is indeed. There is women's baseball, but softball is more popular. I can't believe it. That's sexist. That's sexist right there. I'm sticking up for my sisters. I am sticking up for my sisters. So women can't play baseball. They have to play softball. Is that like, here you go, women. Yeah, have a softball. We don't want the other ball. The other ball's too hard. You might break a nail. Is it one of them? It might hit you in your face. Have a little softball. So they have to play softball. They're not allowed to play baseball. It's sexist. Guys, we're all equal. Yeah, and I think the sooner that we all accept that, the quicker we can move on. Right, we're backstage with The Way. We lost the tag titles. You can't beat Cross. You've lost to Kyle O'Reilly. What? Indi said, look, if he wants to kiss Dexter, let him kiss Dexter. All we hear about is Dexter, 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 Dexter. Austin Theory walks out of the room. We do not grab phones. We do not snatch phones. Austin Theory's walked away. If they're breaking Austin Theory away from The Way, that is a bad move. Bad move. Oh my God. I went onto the Olympics live stream and it said stream starts in 10 seconds. Then once it got to 1 second, it told me I had to make an account. Gather all the hard balls and just yeet them. They didn't even notice that he left. Unbelievable. Heartache everywhere. What goes around, come around. Days, can you download James Kenny's Crazy and Funky Wrestling Show? I just added a limit time Days character just for you. You can change the colour of the beanie. Amazing. Amazing. if you don't go into app development, James, the world will miss out. The world will be a poorer place. I'm wearing my Way shirt and I'm crying, says Bathstro. Bathstro, I'm right there with you, mate. I'm exactly the same. I've got my Way t-shirt on. I'm crying as well. I'm going to go on Twitter right now and type something like, I can't believe Austin Theory just left. I'm shattered. I'm heartbroken by this. Crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji. Why? Crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji. Because that reflects how I'm feeling right now. As I would imagine it reflects how most people feel when they put those kind of tweets out. I'm shattered. I'm heartbroken. I've never been this low in my life. Send. Men have smaller balls. Never start reading a comment until you've checked if it's come from William Hensey. That is the rule. Never start reading unless you see who it's from. And if it's William Hensey, run away. Days, there have been women that have been scouted by MLB teams. Yes, but they won't take them, will they? Because they've got boobs. LSW said, Days, have you ever seen Olympic pole vaulting? Yeah. I'm tempted to say live in person, but I can't quite remember, to be honest. I was there on Super Saturday, which is like is it the middle Saturday of the Olympic? I think it's the middle Saturday. I was there in the morning session in 2012 in the stadium. I saw Oscar Pistorius in person before he did the murder. And I saw Usain Bolt, and I saw Jessica Ennis Hill. I think that's her name now. She was Jessica Ennis then. Yeah, it was great. And I feel like I definitely saw long jump. Definitely saw long jump. I'm trying to think if I saw pole vault. Japan 6, Australia 1. Top of the 5th innings on the women's softball. Right, and apparently all softballs, women's ball. NXT UK this Thursday. Why is he saying it like that? 8 p.m. British summertime. Are we in British summertime? Joe's still waiting for Karrion Kross. Calm down. I respect you. But you know I'll be the first man to greet Cross. Samoa Joe's actually the first man to greet everyone. If ever you go to the Performance Centre, Samoa Joe's at the door. He's welcome. Come on in. Come on. Have you travelled far, have you? If you'd just like to sign in over there. He's a great doorman, Samoa Joe. Right. Andre Chase. Andre Chase. Andre, not a giant. Andre, not a giant. It makes me think of Croatia when I look at his attire. I look at him and I see the Croatia football shirt. Is he from Croatia? Has he got any kind of Croatian blood in him? He looks evil. Here's Odyssey Jones. Mark Henry 2.0. Oh, I can't bother to retype it. He'll have a little name. Look at him, man. He's wearing Mark Henry's gear as well. Love it. We are the nation of domination. We are the nation of domination. We are the nation of domination. He's awesome, isn't he? I'm into him already. Sign me up. Sign me up. Guys, I'm an Odyssey Jones stan. Oh, look at him. Wow, this guy's a killer, man, isn't he? This guy's a killer. We are the nation of domination. We are the nation. Mark Henry. Mark Henry. Mark Henry. Mark Henry. Salmon retirement suit. Salmon retirement suit. If he does any like promos in a suit, he's got to wear salmon. Got to wear one of them pink suits that Mark Henry retired in. Well, claimed he was retiring in. Sambellissimo. It's Hark Menry, says Mouldy Spoon. It's Mark Henry's son. Yeah, I mean, look, Odyssey Jones winning this. Woo! Go on, Odyssey Jones. Against the ropes goes the big man. Days, fun fact, a lot of older men play softball. What's this, women versus old men? Is that an Olympic sport now? What? It's got to be, I'm guessing the softball is women, is it? At the Olympics. That was messy. Andre Chase kind of going to the outside, but landing like head first. It was a little bit... Ooh. Odyssey Jones picks up... Did you hear that little squeal that Beth Phoenix gave? She was like, wah! Wah! Beth Phoenix squealing away. Wah! I'm surprised Parker wasn't in this. I think it's too early for Parker. Parker's got no wrestling experience, so he's got to learn. I don't know how long Odyssey Jones has been wrestling. I'm getting confused. It's women versus women in softball. I think you fooled each and every one of us. You told us that you had ordered the mud from the boneyard and you would show us, and you haven't. I did. Fabian. I did. How dare you? You don't get sent the mud, unfortunately. I must admit, I was a bit disappointed when it came. I have shown it before, but it doesn't look like the same colour as the boneyard match. I've got like a little capsule of dirt, but it's white. So I don't know where they got it from, but it's official. Nice moonsault kick out. It was botched. Does anyone on this live stream like to watch Gaelic or hurling? Gaelic football I've always been interested by because it is sort of shown, but by sort of shown I mean like it'll be one game, the highlights at like 2 a.m. Odyssey Jones wins. Mark Henry wins. Days, if NXT UK ever allow fans, would you go? I'd go to a house show. I'd go to a TV taping, but I wouldn't go... I don't think it is live, is it? I mean, I've been. I've been, so, yeah. MSK said they still want to ride this wave of momentum. Jade Cargill and the Acclaimed are undercover as hero. Technically, women's softball has a term. No. Well done to Odyssey Jones, that one. Jones been wrestling since 2019 when he was signed, so he didn't get any wrestling experience before he was signed. No, but I mean, if he's been signed in 2019, he's got, 2 years of training compared to Parker's few months. So that's why he's in this tournament and Parker isn't. I keep saying this, it takes a long time to learn how to wrestle. A long time. That's why when celebrities jump into the ring, they always usually look so awful. Yes, I'm thinking about Snoop Dogg's crossbody on AEW. Odyssey Jones sounds like it could be a fictional private investigator. Absolutely. Odyssey Jones. I don't mind that name. I always remember Jim Cornette on his podcast saying, when you say the name, can you picture it at WrestleMania? Odyssey Jones. Odyssey Jones versus Roman Reigns. Like, that works for me. So, Days, Matt Cardona is going to be at GCW Homecoming this weekend. Are you watching? No. I mean, we don't watch GCW anyway. But Olympics. Days will never learn these facts because he won't read my comments. Well, I read that one. It's nothing personal to you, William. I just have to bear in mind that we could get demonetized and shut down if I read your comments on a regular basis. So I have to just be very careful. Fabian said, Days, imagine if WWE started a WWE garments shop and they sold underwear of wrestlers. Oh, my God. Can you imagine the perverts that would go to that? And I could name a few people in this community that I think would be amongst customers. If they sold the Fiend's underwear. Oh, my God. They'd make money. If they sold the Fiend's could you imagine if they sold Liv Morgan's pants, Liv Morgan's underwear, Liv Morgan's thong on WWEunderwear.com, available to buy right now? I think we'd be getting close to $1 million. I think we'd be. There's a lot of very rich perverts out there. I would love to get Liv Morgan's thong. She's my favourite wrestler. Although, in all fairness, if they sold Linda McMahon's... Well, no, I mean, we won't go there. Odyssey Jones, if he makes it, Vince will change his name to Odie. Is there a petition for reading and maths to be in the Olympics? Not yet, but we could start one. But Spark said, bless those perverts. Sam says, Linda McMahon's on the USA women's softball team. She's a legend, that's why. Love that woman. There's nothing she can't do. Nothing she can't do. Mark said, Days, I'm so sick of Vince. Look at Ricochet. He was amazing at Money in the Bank. And then he's back on Main Event. Capsan said American football should be in the Olympics. Yeah, but you're the only country that plays it. No one else plays it. We ain't got any teams, so we can't play. Well, we're going to send a couple of guys from the pub that fancy giving it a go. No. You in America, you've got your sports. You like to keep them to yourselves. You're like, this is ours. Yeah, this is ours. We like this American football. This is ours. No one else can have it. We love this baseball. No one else can have it. Well, Japan can have a little bit, but that's it. That's it. No one else can have it. So if you're not gonna let the world play, like here, we're like, who wants to play cricket? You can have cricket. You can have cricket. You can have cricket. I mean, all right, we gave cricket to the world, in a moody way. We took over their countries at the same time, but hey, India. Sorry. But here's cricket. So, no, you can't have American football in the Olympics because it's just another way for you to get a gold medal. We should include what country can make the best apple pie. Let's include that in the Olympics. What country can name the 50 states of America the quickest? We should put that in the Olympics. Right, here's LA Knights. Cricket is actually starting to catch on in America. Is that true? Is it really? I love cricket. But I must admit, I've been reading, because I don't watch baseball, so I looked at the rules of baseball, softball, because I still don't know. And I reckon I'd be really into that, if I was in America. If it was on TV all the time, you was reading it in the papers, and there was a big buzz around it, I think I'd be really into it. Because I do like cricket. Retribution said, why can't women play with the hard baseball and bowl overarm? Sexist much. What do you mean? In softball, they can't bowl overarm. What have they got to do to this? I'm going to throw the ball now. You ready? Are you ready? Here he comes. Is that what it's like? Oh, I can't wait to watch. Here we go. I've got another one coming. Here we go. You ready? It's coming now. Yeah, sexist. Guys, women are people too. Remember that. Hero. Pretty sure we spent 90% of your streaming money on tribal chief underwear. No. Who's Rake Maverick? Why the hell have I written that? I like Roman, but not to the point where I want his underwear. And that is definitely not a sentence I expected to say today, let me tell you. Guys, I really like Roman Reigns, but I don't want his underwear. LA Knight is moving Cameron Grimes round to the other side. Cameron Grimes is holding up that $1 million championship. Drake Maverick over to the corner, back elbow by Drake Maverick. Spins round. Takedown by Maverick. Maverick going over to the corner. Maverick climbing up. Cross body. Boom. Almost done. Cancelled the Ricky Lock account. It looks like I'm watching Impact from 2015. If they put Odyssey Jones and Elektra Lopez together, days will mark out. Oh my God, what a couple. Please watch highlights before watching. Please watch highlights before watching. Highlights of what? Softball. We need to just go straight to it. There's not going to be any time to be going backward in the Olympics. It's just 100 miles an hour, baby. And tonight's a quiet night. Tonight, it's there's loads on, but it's quiet. And another day, it's just going to be like, I don't know how we're going to do it. It's going to be like, we need to go over here because there's, hang on, let's change this channel, right? Because we've got a medal thing. Oh, now there's something happening there, and it's like, we'll be all over the place. LA Knight has beaten, no, Drake Maverick has beaten LA Knight. People think Braun could return. Maverick's head looks too big for his body. Days, if there's hockey, can we watch it? There's not ice hockey because this isn't the Winter Olympics, but there is normal hockey. Field hockey, I believe they call it. And I'm sure we will spend some time watching it, yeah? I saw it live. Saw it live, mate. I think I watched South Korea versus someone. Drake Maverick gets in and he puts his hands on LA Knight. You're going to hit him now. LA Knight says, I want you to hit Drake Maverick now. Should have done it. I'd have done it. I'd have nailed him with the $1 million belt. Drake Maverick is the new $1 million champion. I don't think the belt was on the line, was it? People are saying, yes, 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 yes. Do it. Yes. Cameron Grimes smashes Drake Maverick in the face. Excellent. Do it again. One more time. One more time. One more time. One more time. Brilliant. Non-title match. I'm going to Miami in February. Any suggestions? Stay indoors and watch the Winter Olympics. I've heard that's February. And we're going to be doing a lot of streams. So it's not very convenient, is it? Right, we're running out of time here for this lady match. Right, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai making their way down. I think the Florida wrestling fan has potentially become one of the most hated fans. Mocking Jeff's drug addiction because saying stuff like won't affect someone's serious health. The Florida wrestling fans. I don't know what you mean by that, buddy. This is exactly what happened to him on TNA, says Let Him In. Oh. I will eat spaghetti without a fork if I need to, says William. Anthony said, Days, with your luck, news will break about CM Punk returning whilst you're live. That's true. Where's Joe? He is waiting at the door. He's a doorman. Samoa Joe is a doorman now. Buzzing for the women's football. Most people see a straight fight between Team GB and USA if they meet in the final. Is that true? Can I tell you that that woman annoyed me? Right? What's her name? We played each other, and for some reason when she scored, she did the T thing, and she seemed to be like taking the mick in her celebration. Out of like, it's a bit of banter, but it was like, wasn't necessary. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine if England players had scored, they'd have run over and been like the Statue of Liberty or something like this. So I felt it was a bit uncalled for. So, not the biggest fan of the USA women's football team. I ain't got no issue with any of the others, in all fairness. The others are probably fine. It's just that one. She's like the popular... I don't know her name. Megan or something. Don't know. She's really popular anyway. Really popular. But I'm here to tell you that she's awful. She's an awful person. We saw the true side of her character in that moment, didn't we? That's what we learned. So I am supporting Team GB in that battle. Which, in all fairness, I'd be doing anyway. But there's a little extra spice. Now if they do face each other. But make no mistake about it. USA are winning gold. They've won. Haven't they won it like at the past 3 Olympics or something? I think they're like 4-time world champions and everything. Like Team USA are just amazing. So, the Florida wrestling fan is Kyle from NXT. Oh, right, okay. Oh, I thought you meant Florida wrestling fans in general. Alex Morgan, is that her name? That's what I think about Alex Morgan. Just because of that one moment, which isn't really that important. But I'm petty, so what can I say? Days, what are your thoughts on a CM Punk return tonight? Good. Really high. I'm 99%. 99%. It was Alex Morgan, but you're thinking of Megan Rapinoe. No, I was thinking of Alex Morgan. It was Alex Morgan that did it. I was watching the game. It was billed as like there was a little bit of stuff said in the build-up actually. Like I don't know why, but there was a little bit of back and forth between the teams. So when she did it, it really felt like a middle finger in a way. It was one of them things, it's not a massive deal. It's just a little bit cheeky. Sportsmanship, you might say. Bants, you might say. But I just kind of looked at it and thought, it's not needed. It wasn't needed. That wasn't needed. You've won the match. You beat us. We lost to USA. And I reckon we'll lose to them again. Because they're a very, very good team. Very, very powerful team. So it's just like, didn't like it. Didn't sit well with me. And that is pretty much my whole knowledge of women's football. That's roughly about it. Samoa Joe. He's inside. Who's that guy? Where is he? He's inside. Wow, Samoa Joe. Can't go grabbing people like that, Samoa Joe, you little letdown. It's been reported that Theory and someone from the women's title match might get called up. Right, well, we are getting closer to our main event. But you're thinking of Megan Rapinoe? I'm not thinking of her. I know who she is, that Megan Rapinoe. She's got short hair, but it was Alex Morgan that did that gesture. It wasn't Megan Rapinoe. I know everything about women's football. Raquel Gonzalez versus... Who's she facing? Raquel Gonzalez versus Xia Li. I heard Raquel Gonzalez is getting called. Well, perhaps she'll lose this match. Bit early for me to call her up. This needs more zombies. Didn't Alex Morgan retire? I think she had a kid, didn't she? I heard she went away to have a child. Now she's back. Little bit of sword play here from Xia Li. Let's do this thing between Cross and Joe this week. Triple H after Raw. Does anyone know why NXT will be on Sci-Fi? Is it the Olympics? Are the Olympics interrupting it? But it is going to move to Sci-Fi, isn't it? Raw got 1.9. Ooh. I mean, that's better than it's had for a while, but 1.9. 1.9 with John Cena advertised. I thought it would break 2. I thought we'd break 2 million. Ooh. Didn't Alex Morgan have a stint at Tottenham? Yeah, she came to Tottenham for her fitness. Days, you're right, it was Alex Morgan did the teacup, but that's just banter. I never had a problem with it. I love her to bits, and I'm English. I had a problem with it. I didn't like it. I mean, in my mind, it portrays her as a heel. She's a heel in my mind now. So, if she loses, I will be over the moon. I really want her to lose. When my approach to women's football is anyone but Alex Morgan. That's my approach to women's football. I haven't got an issue with the rest of the women's USA team. I ain't got an issue with them at all. But just for that, she's a heel in my eyes. So if I have to sit here and watch them win Olympic gold and her celebrate, I'll be like bitter. I'll be a bitter boomer. But I think that's what will happen. They've got to be heavy favourites. just going to add a bit of spice in it. Bit of spice. Right, Raquel Gonzalez. We've only got 9. This is overrunning. We've only got 9 minutes. Daisy's heel. How am I a heel? How am I a heel? What have I done? Oh my God. I've explained. It's not like I've said, oh, I don't like her face. Is it? I've said, look, I found her to be a bit disrespectful with her gesture. How does that make me a heel? I didn't do it. Unbelievable. Why am I always... I'm always have to be a victim. Did you know that Natalya had a farting gimmick? Yes. Sonny said this is defo going to be an overrun. Brian said Alex Morgan is a queen in soccer. She could be. A lot of those United States players are. But in my eyes, she's a pauper in life. That's how I feel. She might be a queen in soccer, but she's a pauper when it comes to character. And what's more important? It's probably soccer, thinking about it. Soccer's way more important. Vape Ross Vape said, will Cena help Xia Li and bring the belt to China? Yes, and he'll come down in an I'm sorry shirt. And he'll be like, China, I know you can't see me, but I hope you can see this. And your girl is now a champion. But he'll say it in Mandarin. Days is a soccer heel. Who are these women that you guys are talking about? Top professional sports athletes. The creme de la creme of the women's football world. Days hates women with 2 last names. With 2 last names. Days hates women with 2 last names. Who? Give me an example. Who do I hate? The bookies have got USA as massive favourites. The only team that come close is Team GB, says Pricey. Come on, Team GB. Come on, Team GB. Come on, Team GB. The good guys. Girls. The good girls. And if we face each other in the final and we score, I hope we just look... I hope the whole team just looks at Alex Morgan and just shakes their head. Just goes... and just does that. That's so they score. They don't run off and celebrate. They don't do any jest. They just look over at Alex. They all stare over and they just go. Just we're disappointed in you. You've turned into Olympics days. Oh, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Mia Hamm was impressive. Speaking of China, imagine Roman putting a Taiwan bomb on Cena during their SummerSlam promo build. I don't know who that is, Brian. Mia Hamm. I will admit that I don't know many names. I'm looking out for certain people during these Olympics. And she's one that comes to mind, obviously, as we just said. But I don't know, I'm not going to know loads. But listen, I'm here to learn. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to just soak in the atmosphere, and I can't wait. Days, is this an NXT stream or a sports stream? NXT deserves better. We should talk about it on the Olympics stream. Right, Austin's been blocked. Austin, I don't do timeouts anymore. I just straight block people. So, Austin has been blocked. I will not have that negativity here. It's not my fault that NXT's been a bit dull tonight. And instead, people would rather talk about the Olympics. It's great to see excitement for the Olympics. I'm right there with you. And I will not sit here and tolerate moodiness and shade, because that is my job. I'm the moody one. I'm the boomer. I can't afford for anyone to out-boomer me. So, yeah, I will not sit by and tolerate that. Austin has gone. And I know what... Oh, he's come back! Why won't you die? Why can't I get rid of you? This is my channel! Oh, why are you still around? I blocked you last time and you came back. I know it's Sonny. Sonny's done it. I know it's Sonny. We've got a traitor. A traitor. Shame on you, Sonny. Shame on you. Oh. Well, thankfully, we're almost at the end of this. So we'll get through this, and then we will be at an Olympic stream. But you don't know how lucky you are, Austin. Right. Raquel in the corner. Drop kick by Xia Li. Austin says, you can't get rid of me. This is a nightmare. This is like It Follows. You know, It Follows, where it just keeps... It's basically death. Just stalking them people, and you just can't... They can't escape it. You can never stop it. You can't escape it. You can try and run, but it's just constantly coming. And you, whether you're asleep or whatever, it's gonna get you. It will get... I feel that way about Austin. You just can't escape it. You can try and block him, but he'll come back. Right. Single leg Boston Crab by Xia Li. Stop bullying Austin, says Days never reads my messages. What's going on? Guys, I'm being attacked. I'm under attack. Guys, we've got a code red. We've got a code red right now in the chat where I'm under attack. Drop kick by Raquel. I don't know where all the Days stands are, but I need the Days stands to unite. I need to get the army together. Are there any Days stands out there at all? Anywhere. Even if my parents are watching. We've gone to code red, guys. I guess Days just unmodded me. Is that what I did? Did I unmod you? I thought I banned you. Oh. Is that what happened? No, I think maybe if I hide... No, what happens is, I think I hid you. I think then Sonny unhid you. But if you hide someone, they automatically stop being a mod. Oh, well, that's interesting, isn't it? I'll give it you back. I'll give it you back. Austin said, oh, I've literally just given you back being a mod. And now you're calling me a bully. Unbelievable. Raquel on her knees, slapped by Xia Li. We are now officially into overtime, which sucks, because I want to go to the Olympics. Down goes Xia Li. I don't even know what I need to sign up for. I don't know if I'm signing up for Discovery or if I'm signing up for what? 1, 2... Discovery Plus. Let's have a look at that. Start your free trial. I'm down for that. Oh, I'm down for free trial. Monthly pass. $4.99 a month. Oh, $6.99. $6.99 a month. Right, well, I've gone Discovery Plus because I was told that's the place to be. And I've seen loads of adverts. Xia Li is down. We've got medical officials checking on her. Medical staff. She's in a bad way. If Raquel's meant to drop the title, it's in a good way to do it. She's killed her. I'd want to see Raquel. Why is Raquel Gonzalez not like, get up? Yeah, come on, do something. This is dead air. Raquel Gonzalez shouting, come on, seize the moment, Raquel Gonzalez, seize the moment. You know, if this goes wrong, then they'll have to just find a way of stripping her. Could you imagine if Vince is like, right, I want Raquel Gonzalez. Can you get the belt off her? And Triple H's like, yeah, no worries, no worries. And then he's got to call her up going, right. Slight problem. We did a match, but we couldn't finish it, so we couldn't get the title off Raquel. Oh, you've done this to me, haven't you, because of the Karrion Kross thing? That's why you've done this to me. God damn. It's just because of the Karrion thing, isn't it? Well, there we go, look. Raquel retains. So I don't know if she was meant to drop the title. Hero. You can tell she was injured. They just had to try and wrap this up as quick as possible. She had to turn it up to a whole new level, guys. She had to go to a level that we've never been to before. The highest level that any human has ever achieved. Mega level is what they call it. Welcome to the mega level. Jay. Right. God damn, thank you, days stand forever. Here's Joe. Karrion Kross! Come out and play! The flips this. There is a, guys, there's a reckoning. Joe. This is my world now. This means I can go wherever I want, do whatever I want. Right, well, Karrion's on the screen. Days, I will never betray you. Let's open a pack to ease our minds. Have I got one? Oh, is Karrion beating up with... Oh, my God, he's beating up Regal. He's beating up Regal, the absolute beast. I'll open a pack. Wow, look, Regal's outside. Beat it up. Beat it up. Boo. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. And there's Samoa Joe. Look, guys, this is absolutely Spian Lutung. That's exactly what that is. It's Spian Lutung. Right, let's have a quick look. We've got Yoshitatsu. There he is, look. Sexy. We want tables. We want tables. Whoa. Diesel. Diesel. Very nice. Legend. Hall of Fame. Capital Punishment pay-per-view card. Flip. There we go. Why not? Last one. Whoa! Wade Barrett. NXT commentator card. Wade Barrett right there, my friends. Wade Barrett right there. What a wonderful way to end by pulling a Wade Barrett card. So, there we go. Right, get in your scores. Get in your scores. Get in your scores. I thought it was dull. I thought it was dull. I think that it's probably... I was about a 5 at the halfway point. I'll go 5-5. Sure, it's a bit dull. I couldn't get into it. I mean, like, there's some good wrestling on it. I enjoyed Austin Theory, Kyle O'Reilly. I thought it was good. 5 might even be a bit high. I don't know. Nothing was grabbing me. Nothing was grabbing. I mean, yes, I'm distracted by the Olympics. I'm not even sorry about that. But yeah, just not good enough. Not good enough. I expect better from NXT than tonight. But hey ho, it is what it is. And you know what we're getting with Samoa Joe at the moment is very interesting. Samoa Joe and Carrion. As I said, I really enjoyed that Kyle O'Reilly Austin Theory. So you know, there's a couple of things on this show. But if he's left the way, I'll be heartbroken. Austin Theory leaving the way, that sucks. So hopefully that's not true. Right, I'm going to go, guys, because the Olympic stream is going to begin in about 8 minutes' time. So big shout out to everyone that joined us. Appreciate the support as always. Blah, 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 blah. Bye for now.